What's up, YouTube? It's Artisan MC. Yes, I did turn the overlay off, but I did not turn the camera on. It's always freaking something. It's always something. Thank you guys for joining me. I am remiss that I had actually planned this on the spur of the moment and actually forgotten that DC Fandom was coming on. And of course, right when I start the show, they're doing the first look at the Flash movie. Motherfucker. Dude. I got to do a review on this later on. Because this shit might be awesome. So I know all the geeks are going to be watching DC Fandom. I'm like, I checked a couple channels. They up in the double-digit Ks. So all the geeks watching this. Oh, shit. I see we got one of our special guests in the back. I'm going to bring him up. I'd like to welcome the one, the only Darth H. Shittis, the master teacher.
With the haters hollering in the background, help us.
You're the haters holler. You're the haters holler. All right, how you doing, BGS?
Pretty good, pretty good. So you got a geek conflict, huh?
Yeah, I almost rescheduled, but then I thought about it. It's
Yeah,
like,
you could have.
and I'm to be over, and they'll come back and watch this shit later. I mean, look, I don't do huge. I'm not. I'm not up here doing huge triple-digit numbers all the time, so it's like really detrimental. But I want to watch Fandom later on too. So, like, look, I'll do my part, and then I'll come back and get them. I saw most of the stuff I wanted to see anyway. The only thing left for them to show me is the Batman trailer. But some of the other stuff I already saw was really exciting, especially the stuff from Milestone. So I'll talk about that stuff tomorrow. I'll do my geek stuff tomorrow. Today I got to do this foundation shit because we needs to talk. So, we needs to talk. What's up, no one? Yeah, I just saw the Flash teaser while the intros were playing, which is it's funny timing. That's what I've been getting all freaking day. It's funny freaking timing. Like I have to go to pick up my first installment of comic books from FedEx because they couldn't figure out how to deliver that shit for 4 days. Yeah, I had to go get it from them personally.
You're only in the middle of one of the most transportation-friendly states in the world, and they can't figure out how to get it there.
You would think it took 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
How do you show up to a business and the sign says you don't open till 1, but you show up at 11 o'clock one day, and then you come back at 11 o'clock the next day? All week, I had to get on the phone and go nuts like a black man wanting his money, like Ghost or some shit. Like, you my money. You messing with my money. I don't have time for you to wait. Well, we re-deliver it Monday. We'll close Monday. I want my goddamn books. I want my damn books. So to get my books,
you got to go down. You got to go down and pick them up, huh?
I had to go get them. So let's see. I'll give y'all a little preview. Don't get motion sickness. There you go.
All right.
4 brand new boxes of DC Comics.
All right.
Just in time for fucking Fandom. So after I get done with this, I get to check all these books in so I can sell this shit and get some of this money back.
Well, are they already sold? They're already sold, aren't they?
Not really. This was my first initial order with this distributor. So all the stuff I ordered was stuff that I thought people would want.
Okay.
And that we could sell. So mainly trays. That's why the boxes are so heavy.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe tomorrow you can give us like a peek at the covers and see what see what you got.
Yep, I will put that list out there so people can actually start.
Yeah, just open them up and you can show us. Do a show and tell.
I can do an open box.
Yeah, do an open box for us. Yeah, see what you got.
See what's in here, so they know.
Yeah.
Because I know there's some Why the Last Man in there, and some other Superman, Batman stuff.
Yeah. Do an open boxing.
Yep. Yeah. And I got to go back.
You probably need to do more of that. So when you get stuff in, go ahead and do a open box.
Yeah, I used to do it all the time when the shop was up and running better.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have the downturn before COVID. I would always, like new book day, I would always put pictures of our new books and stuff that I thought was interesting, and we'll sell up on our Facebook page. So you'll see, hey, new this week, coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So people will get an idea of like, oh shit, maybe I want that. Maybe I want that
You
cover.
know how the tech guys do a open box. I mean, a box opening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do the same thing with comics. Yeah,
yeah, it'll work.
All these
Might
geeks.
as well.
Yeah, you got to. It's YouTube.
It is YouTube. I try to support my homeboy because he do his weekly pickups, and I want him to actually do his weekly pickups all the time. And I told him, like, man, just let people know what they should be buying, dude. Because look, it's a lot of dog shit out here. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Look, give your view on review the comic that you like, what you looking forward to reading. You picking them up every week, you might as well put it on your channel. Yeah. Hey, Shop Talk grand opening. Yeah, look, we've been open. We've been open. I just have to stop motherfuckers from trying to undermine my goddamn business before it gets started.
we gotta go from struggle shop to Shop Talk.
No, I have to go from I'm just a happy-go-lucky guy working and having a comic shop to I'm a fucking boss, nigga. Look, don't be fucking with my money. With my money. I am not a friend. I am not a friend to you after that shit. Oh no, you cannot be fucking with my money.
Last year you could say that, but not this year. No, I'm the boss.
Not on my dime, Negro. No.
I pay rent.
On my dime. Yeah, no, I pay the bills here. And they ain't small, so you're not fucking up my chips.
Yeah. So we're no longer partners. I'm the boss, huh?
Yeah, I'm the boss. You can feel whatever fucking way you want about that shit. But
you said tell a few women that too.
Yeah, look. Here's how funny it is, BGS. This is just a side note. I had to get on one accord with my mother because we had talked about this shit ahead of time. Mm-hmm. I had to call her back and say, "Yep, I was thinking about you today. You must have felt the disturbance in the force." Because she called me and said, "Hey, how you doing, son? You heard me? You heard my psychic scream?
Yeah. Yep. The disturbance in the force.
Felt the disturbance. Like, I think I need to check on you. Yeah, because I was thinking about your ass twice." So I see we got the other guest in the back. I'm going to bring him up straight from the west side of Billy Bottom. We got West Coast Sensei Oos. Did he turn off his mic? He turned his mic off.
Oh, he turned his mic off. Yeah, he got to finish. You got to finish up that Candygram real quick, and you were out the room.
Yeah, give that kiss like.
Nah, baby, you can't be here for Geek Talk now. Sorry. Right. go make me a sandwich.
Make me a sandwich and
make me a sandwich.
You gotta send that note sometimes. Like, look.
Yeah, don't make a noise.
Roast beef on the Hawaiian bread.
Right, on the brioche. On the brioche. I had to tell Arta Immore that fucking Burger King that I went to, they put the damn their breakfast sandwich on brioche bread. I was like, oh, motherfucking crack dealers. These are crack dealers right here.
Oh yeah, the brioche is the new crack, man.
Bacon, egg, and sausage on brioche. I'm tasting. I'm like, what the fuck? This is they got brioche. Oh, these ain't nice. Look, I was just trying to have this for a quick thing. I can't be over here every day.
That's how they get you,
man. Exactly. That's exactly how they got me.
Hey, what is it out there in the corner? WMD, right chair.
You got any more of that
bread? You don't have brioche? It's like that.
You don't have a brioche?
Yeah.
Come behind this brioche.
It's like the mild sauce in Chicago. What? No mild sauce?
What's wrong with you? What are you doing?
Harold,
all right, y'all. So thank you. Yeah. So thank you, brothers, for coming up. Like I was telling BGS West Coast, I had planned this on the spur because I was excited about what I saw in that last episode of Foundation. I wanted to talk about it and paid absolutely no mind to the fact that Fandom was happening this weekend. So all the actual geeks are watching Fandom to see the next trailer of the Batman, which they ain't played yet, so they're gonna be waiting on that. But all the actual black stuff that they had of relevance, they showed first. So I'm happy about what I saw so far. So I figured I'd do this now. People can watch it later on the replay, and then I can watch the rest of Fandom on the replay. So I can take my notes and we can talk about it tomorrow. So I didn't want to screw you guys up since I'd already planned to do it this time. Didn't want to especially BGS. He already told me I set my alarm. I said, you can't call this, you can't email this motherfucker and tell me, yeah, you woke up early for nothing. Go to bed, old man.
And that's a nice way to say it too.
Yeah, go ahead and sleep.
I still,
Nah,
I
I
still,
woke up early too. No, look, if I'm up early, everybody got to be up.
We in this together.
Yeah, we in this together, man. I had to wake up early to go to FedEx and deal out there with lazy black folks who don't want to go out and pull boxes off a truck. Come on, man. I had to hustle this morning early.
Mm-hmm.
This is my easy day. So I got books. I'm happy. Now
okay. Yeah, you got books.
Sell my crack.
There you go. You know, after you sent that email, I was like, you know what, let me stop by Halftime Books, see if I can pick something up, something slick up like that, man. Because that was a heck of a find.
Yeah, that was a heck of a find. And that was like I told my mother, I'm always multitasking. I was in there for one mission. The book was my secondary mission. That was my cover mission for being in that bookstore anyway, was looking for somebody that I heard was working in there.
Okay.
And then just cruising the book aisle, I found some stuff. Let's see if Asimov was in here. See if they got any Asimov on half price. And sure enough, they had some Asimov, and they had that copy of Prelude to the Foundation, like original '88 version hardcover. Wow, shit, because I'm a book nerd too. I'm a book geek too. It's like, oh shit, and I'm looking through it. There ain't no name in it. There ain't no yellow pages. It look crispy. I'm like, oh no, this is coming with me. So that's why I sent y'all the picture. I was actually geeking out on actual literary books. Like, oh, I'm geeking. I already read this, but I want it. I want this hard copy. I need. Man,
we probably got to explain that to the later millennials and zennials about when you look in the book and there's a name in there, or you was looking for highlights.
Right, I'm looking for highlights.
Before technology,
underlines.
Before technology, we had people would typically highlight and purchase the book, put their name on it, you know, mark it as their own.
Yeah, I still do that shit. But I'll put it on the inside cover. I'll put the year that I bought it, so I know how long I've actually had the book and when I picked it up. But I started thinking about that. I was watching some show, I think it was the FBI or police, and one of the things they went through was people's books to see who their name was and some shit like that. I said, worry about where the fuck my book came from, man. Stop. This is just an old habit. I always mark my shit. It's just what it is. Better than writing my dick.
And they teach you that in school. When you're in school, you have to write your name in the book.
Yeah, you do, because if you lend it to somebody or somebody get sticky fingers, you got to go reclaim your shit. And it's a lot easier to have an argument like open a cover.
Yeah,
my name in there, we can throw. My name not in there, we're gonna argue for a bit. But
imagine that
there shouldn't be no discussion. Look, there's no discussion. That's my book.
Ain't no even sense in throwing. This is my book. Give me my book back.
Yeah,
I think that segues perfectly into episode 5 regarding books. And imagine that, a world where people were fighting over books.
Really, imagine that, right?
Yeah.
That knowledge is somehow criminal. Like, really? And they're all black folks here? Do tell. I mean,
they don't read. Y'all don't read no way. So
they don't read no way.
That irony did not escape me.
That irony did not escape me either. That's why I was like, oh shit. Because at first I was kind of taking it like, okay, this is a total departure. This is nowhere in the books, but whatever. Let's see what you're gonna tell me. Yeah. And then I got into it like, okay, this is kind of interesting with this whole Sears group and shit like that. Like, okay.
Yeah, That's why I said if you're gonna, when I first started, I said if you're gonna watch the series, I said for the first episode, you're gonna watch the series, forget about the books, because they're gonna depart. They're writing an entirely different story.
They are. This episode proved this was an entirely different. I mean, it was out of 100%, it was probably 10% of this that was actually in a book somewhere.
Yeah,
the rest of this stuff was completely made up.
Or they drew influence from it. I think that what they're doing is they're taking elements from each part of the book, and if you've read the book, you can basically catch it. Right. But if you don't, you take it as a story on its own. But when I saw that group, it reminded me of Foundation's Edge. That when what was his name? I keep forgetting his name. Oh, Golan Trevize. So when they were exploring all of these different worlds, and it reminded me of the world where
Got the grass skirts and stuff.
Yeah, the fundaments. Yeah, the fundaments.
Got him a little bit. Got him a little bit.
Yeah, where
a native girl.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a whole story in its own. But yeah, that's what I think that was the archetype that they built this world around. And if you know about it and you've read the books, and it's like, okay, we can pick up that you took elements from there, as well as Gail Dornick, aside from the gender change, having her be a part of that world, and what that would look like. Because, I think that when I read into Raish's line when it was like, you're not supposed to be here. I read it two ways. So one for the story itself and the plot that they're going on, but also as a sub hint to the actual book where Gil, you're not supposed to be here, a part of this storyline. Essentially, like you were supposed to be.
You went meta with it, like in the outside.
He went way meta with it. Yeah. And why pick
outside of this world? We already know she's not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And Raish knows that at the micro, he knows that shit.
When they were sitting at the table, and if you read the books, you know how much Harry loved Raish. And Harry would never sit there and tell that story about Raish in his past at all.
No,
he's not that type of person. He loved that. He loved that. He still sees Raish as that little scoundrel, little boy that he adopted. Right. So I said that's out of character, and he looked uncomfortable telling it, and Raish looked uncomfortable. I said, okay, there's something more to this.
Yeah, well, that's why I said that Raish loved Harry too. He wouldn't have stabbed Harry. He wouldn't have Harry. It's like something. Please tell me something's going on.
Yeah, well, I knew what was going on.
Maybe that's somebody taking too much license but I'm like, he wouldn't kill.
No, unless Harry ordered it. That's what I knew. He ordered it, and when she came in and said, "You're not supposed to be here," then I was okay. He ordered the killing. It's actually set up that way.
Yeah, there were some clues into that whole scene when he got into this episode where they're talking about Harry's funeral and how they jettisoned his body into space in the casket he designed. I'm like,
yeah, it's possible. Yeah,
you psychohistory motherfucker, you trying to pull a fast one, ain't you?
Stand it up.
You're not fooling me. I said, okay, BGS is right. He probably did. He's theater going on.
You could see it orchestrated.
Said it all went downhill the minute that they called him Harry. It's like, I was doctor before this. All right, see, now we got to change the calculus. I can't be here with y'all.
He wasn't supposed to be there with me in the books. He wasn't there.
He was never there. He stayed on Trantor.
That's why I know that they rewrote this thing completely.
And that's actually plays into Raish's final words in that scene, telling them that you must stick to the plan.
Yeah,
that was his final words. Like, you must stick to the plan.
Be that final piece puzzle. And we called it that Billy Blade. It had a significance.
Yeah,
see, it was more than just design.
Yeah, because when you find out why he put the blade into the tank with her. And, we can say, why would he throw the murder weapon into the tank with her? It didn't make any sense at the time until you see this episode, and then you found out that the blade was a key.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that was the interesting part too. It's like, why is this working? Like, I kind of missed it halfway through it, but it recognized one, it worked as a key. The other thing is it recognized Raish's
voice,
like genetic signature or something like that. When it should have read Harry's, because Harry's blood was on the knife. But it read it and it's like, oh, Raish so-and-so, and that's what gave her access to the ship. I was like, this is a Foundation ship?
No, it picked up, okay, whatever, the knife itself is the key, because the ship took the knife out of her hand and put it into the slot.
Right.
Okay. So the knife itself was a key, which is why he had it. That's why he put it in a tank with her, because if he knows that somewhere in the future the ship's going to find her and the capsule, which is supposed to be him. Okay, how do you access the ship?
Right.
Okay, the knife is the key. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why he put it in there.
Yeah, it's like getting a murder weapon.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to hide a murder weapon. Yeah, I said that doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was his tank. like that, and it ties perfectly to the plan that it seemed that Harry and Raish had, where Harry had his own casket funeral, and then Raish would have, been the person who committed the murder, and then
And
he'd
escape.
hop in and then
Yeah,
escaped.
yeah.
So,
And
you know,
she's a wild card, like most
Right.
black women are.
that one
Yeah.
you cannot predict
Yeah,
Do
the
a monkey
views of
wrench
one
through the
person.
whole thing. Why can't you follow directions?
yeah,
All the white girls laying down somewhere. You over
yeah.
here walking around.
Had to pop up.
I
Had
can,
to pop up.
I can see Dave Chappelle. Bitch, you ain't supposed to be here.
Be here.
Damn it!
You
Now
ready
we
to
got to
solve
do the whole plan again.
Right.
I tell you, go to sleep. What up, AB? What's up, AB?
Yeah, and what fascinated me in episode 5 with we can talk about the symbolism in that
Mhm.
murder trial or the witch hunt.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like that in itself, I was like, yeah, that's the gynocracy versus the black man right there.
Oh, you talking
Like
about
that's that's BGS right there. Locking
yeah,
them
oh
up
yeah,
with them
that
books.
would have been me. That would have been me.
With them books.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
with the books. Yeah, you gonna give up the books, old man? Nope.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 At the little Sears village. That was
Yeah.
fucked up. I didn't realize till later on that was that guy's her dad's brother. That was her uncle.
Oh, was your uncle? Okay,
Yeah, it was her uncle. I'm like,
okay.
that's bullshit. They gonna bury him with his books. I was like, this is the scene that made me kind of tear up and get misty and watching Amistad. I was like, I don't like shit. Like drowning is a terrible fucking death to me. Fuck, that's
mhm.
bullshit. And it ain't that deep. It's like his body's just down there.
That's true. She did
That
swim back. It
motherfucker is
wasn't.
still.
Well, I prefer drowning to burning, but but then
That's
instead
true.
of burning as a witch.
I don't know. Say drowning takes a long time. It ain't just like one gulp like in Mulan. And that, no, if it was easy, they wouldn't use it as a torture method. Okay, a waterboard wouldn't be the thing you
Oh
want
yeah.
to be away from. It's painful. It's a painful situation. So that was kind of bullshit. But I like the idea that that world started fascinating me as they told the story of that world, to where all that water and shit came from. That they flooded, they melted the ice caps and flooded
Mhm.
themselves, and they blaming technology for it. It's like, oh, this is interesting. This seems like it's taken from something else. Another movie I saw that had a lot of water in it. And fish.
Waterworld.
Waterworld.
Yeah. Okay, David S. Goyer. This is what I was telling my mother, who thought I was turning on to the show, and she watching The Foundation faithfully every week.
Oh, does she?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
nice.
Well,
I
basically,
thought I
well,
needed to know about
basically, if you look at it, the gender swapping and the tone and sometimes the overacting a little bit um, is basically geared toward the emotionality of women. It
Mhm.
actually is. Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah,
it's
she's
actually,
loving it. She's loving
yeah, it's actually written for women with elements. I think just enough elements just to sell it to guys because
Mhm.
it.
they hooked us in with Foundation.
Yep.
Yeah, which is true. That's how they
Yeah.
got me. That's how they got me. I
Yeah.
had a
I said, oh,
long, yeah,
have my mouth all ready for Foundation. This is what I got.
yeah. It gave me
I
this
like a little
powder.
corner.
Yeah,
I mean, they should have named it something like Trantor because basically this is most of this series is about Trantor, and the relationship between Trantor and his people.
Mhm. Mhm. And it's Salvor with the Waller cut.
Oh God! Oh Lord, Lord,
he
Lord,
needs
mercy.
to, he
I
needs to
mean,
get that.
you have three
Grace Jones.
series.
Grace Jones.
You have three episodes, man, with an army all built up so that two chicks can fight
Yeah,
as a build up to have a chick fight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do all that for a chick fight.
That's the same thing I thought. BGS, and it wasn't that good of a fight. It was like, yeah, because you fucking folks on Terminus ain't been training to fight shit.
Exactly.
I was like, yeah, so y'all getting your ass whooped. It's like, this chick a warrior. That's like the Klingons showing up. You think you about to tackle them with some words. They fight politicians. Like, you about to
Yeah.
get your ass beat. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah,
Right.
we'll get into it later, but it's because like you come there for technology, but you jumped halfway across the freaking galaxy to this little place on the outskirts, okay? And
You
talk
got
about you look for
technology.
You already got technology.
Yeah.
You could have stole how many ships you could have stole on the way?
Could have stole a whole bunch of stuff. You come into this far flung outpost
Yeah.
on the ass end of space for technology.
For
They ain't got
technology.
nothing you need.
Yeah, you have. We brought more than they had.
Yeah, you could. Exactly.
Right, Star Wars,
Cannon
like,
and
am I a
everything. Yeah,
joke
why
to
don't you
you?
set that up someplace else? You
Yeah,
got more
yeah.
stuff.
You know, it was. They kind of gave it away, but you know, we'll get into that. We'll get into that because that's the end. But we'll get into it because I figured it out. You know, once they got there, and then
What they were after.
and in the previous show where he wouldn't let Brother Dusk on that ship. Told him no, you're not leaving. You're not leaving Trantor.
Oh, that's right. That means his ass was involved.
It was supposed to be according to and I think he kind of sniffed it out.
Yeah.
You're not taking your old ass nowhere. Sit right
Yeah.
here. We're gonna send him in your stead.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
sit here. We're gonna
you
figure
go
this out.
find out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, he did
Yeah,
give him another mission, and he did follow that shit without question.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you done
Wh-
enough.
which is yeah. Well, he did. He was done enough. Yeah. Well,
So
that's
now
how
you
come
gotta pick up the
brother
pieces.
Day's in charge. I said I'm in the seat, and what you can get your old ass back
Yeah,
in his castle, and we're gonna send somebody else.
yeah. Dusk is coming, motherfucker. Sit your ass
Yeah,
down.
sit your ass down.
What up, Newsom? Heartbeat.
All right,
Heartbeat.
And you know
beats.
what? Dusk is still gangster though. That's the
He
thing.
is.
He's still gangster, but he had to sit his ass down though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But brother Day, it's it.
Dang.
Did we not discuss half of this plot before it even came out between
Yeah, we did.
between the baby Gray between
Yeah,
people baby Gray?
yeah, I already knew what it was, and I knew why they were there. Especially the last time when they were sitting. I said, you're not going on to a terminus, man, with an anti-aircraft gun or a space
Mhm.
gun.
Yeah, no. It looked bad from the
It
jump.
says my mic sounds crispy. I don't
It
know what that
sounds
means.
crispy.
I mean, it
Got a
sounds
good
good.
mic.
Oh, hopefully.
Yeah, it's a rare sighting of the West Coast sensei. So get your Pokeballs out and throw it.
He ain't lying. And he's not coding today, so he's into other stuff.
He might be coding right now. You never know.
Nah, we no,
Grind don't stop.
we just seen we done heard them fingers moving. No, he's a geek, man. He stopped. We talking foundation, everything stops.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had to call
man.
him in for this. You know, y'all know if we're talking foundation, and I want to talk about foundation, I got to talk to the crack dealer. You know, yeah, gotta call Black Selden up here so he could, give his appearance. Then I
Yeah,
got to get West Coast, my reading buddy. Like, dude,
yeah.
we got to talk.
The only thing the gender swapping I normally don't like, but if you're gonna gender swap them, at least have them true to the character that they were swapped out of. Don't just.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, uh, Gail is a completely different character.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it is.
I mean, the only thing you kept was where she's from, where he was from, and his name.
Yeah,
Everything
that's
else
it.
is completely different than the
Yeah,
original
it made
character.
him more of a. It was interesting that they picked that character too, because I'm sitting here trying to remember back through the books. It's like, does Gale end up doing anything significant
It
through
was
the
a
rest of the
mirror.
books? And
Yeah,
I think he
No.
does.
he was a mirror.
On Trantor, he ends up running the library and stuff like that, if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
Does he?
But I think so. I think he ends up in charge of some stuff because he's there at the university. He's at Strealing, right?
Well, what I remember was he got there. That's when he ended up getting hemmed up and then shipped off to Terminus
Terminus,
to
to run
Okay,
the
so he did
library
go to
there.
Terminus.
It
He did say that.
to run the library on Terminus.
Okay.
yeah, not Trantor. And even with Raish, I mean, we know that. I mean, book spoiler, he's not supposed to be here at all. Like
Right.
like they're meshing elements of Prelude and Forward in here. Like even
Mhm.
with the Demerzel crisis, right?
Yeah,
That's
Right.
being pushed onto Brother Day, Dusk, and Dawn. Like
Mhm.
on in regards to whether or not they are human or not. That was Demerzel's entire plot in Forward when Selden was figuring out psychohistory post Prelude. So
hmm
instead of it being Demerzel being on trial, it's the same, outer space world where you have political fanatics that's trying to overthrow the empire, and the
hmm
first thing that they go for is, in the book it was Demerzel, but in this series it's Brother Day, Dusk, and Dawn,
yeah,
because it's like, You see the emperor, and nothing has changed. It will raise suspicions and it'll raise questions on, his authority.
Shout out to Master Teacher for the share, and shout out to the Roger Report for the share. Appreciate you coming through, Roger Report. We was having an interesting discussion the other day.
No, the Roger Report?
Yeah, glad you're back, homie. I want to heard that shit. What's up, Double C? Salute. Yeah, so what else is there? So we talked about it a little bit because we're jumping all over the place. And if you guys are watching, don't get disappointed that we're jumping all over the place because it makes it more interesting for you to actually go back and watch the shit. If you're not watching it, the Foundation on Apple TV, find your local back channel and get some episodes, or you got a friend who got an account who lets you watch it, go ahead and check it out.
Yeah.
I would say for me, one of the things that's standing out to me is the gender swap can be irritating if you read the book, but I like how they're doing the gender swap. That is not so much in your face feminism, except for this last episode, like West Coast was talking about. It's like, look, the gynocracy put that man to death.
Oh yeah.
Like, dude, this looked like the same scene out of Mandalorian season 1 where they went to that little planet with the shrimp and shit. It's like, it's just chicks here? That's all this? Oh, it's just females here, huh? They all look, what, pescatarians? That's it? Just a fish? And algae? Got some big, weak niggas up here. Okay, whatever. It can happen.
They had something for the swirlers, too, with Salvor. No, they're serious. In that interrogation, like, yeah, this is my manservant.
Yeah,
like, bro, like
yeah.
He said
y'all are not pulling no punches.
He's the white buck.
Yeah, he's the white buck. He's out there trying to fight for his woman. But, she out there with her Grace Jones cut, and I actually had to tell my mother this having a conversation because my mother had never heard of the books either, which BGS, it makes sense why I never heard of the books. She hadn't heard of it. I didn't hear of it in the circles I was moving, so we hadn't read it. So she's just watching it as a series.
Yeah,
right?
which is probably better if you're going to watch this.
Because she knows nothing about the books whatsoever. So I had to actually pimp her off on the audiobooks. Like, yeah, you can find them on the audiobook thing. You can get them and listen to it. Yeah, because I can't read them. Yeah, I don't need the whole story, Mama. But yes, you can actually get them on audiobook and get through them pretty quickly. But it's a good story. But I was telling her about the gender swap for a lot of these characters and how much the story is different. It's washing over her. She's like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah,
whatever. Well, she's enjoying what she's seeing.
Well, that's what I'm saying is if the people that have never read the book will probably enjoy it better. Whereas somebody that's read the books, like me, has been living. I started reading them when I started reading these things in the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been reading them over the years and said, okay. So when I see certain things happen, I said, wait a minute, okay. I said, okay. I said, right at the very beginning when they gender swapped Gale, I said, okay.
Yeah.
I said, we're going to have to suspend. You have to suspend what you think and or what you believe or what you've read, and take the series for what it is.
No, okay. Sure. I mean, we went over that when they first announced the cast. I remember West Coast was bringing it to my attention. Like, yeah, you see the cast list? Oh, see what they did to Demerzel? Like,
yeah,
chick. Yeah, what the hell ever. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for my cheddar. But
I think what they did was they merged Demerzel and Doris together because she got Doris because Demerzel was much more ruthless and much more mechanical, whereas Doris was much more feminine and motherly and stuff like that. And Doris wanted to be motherly. And this Demerzel is, has its ruthless moments, but also is very motherly toward the person. To the Cleon. So
I think that's really it. Is like you all of us keep seeing in the show is that a lot of stuff is overlap. A lot of different things that in some sense that you could see as redundant in the stories are actually getting wrapped all together. Like Gail being in there is getting wrapped with the other girl who ended up finding the second foundation, is getting wrapped in this other chick from like West Coast was saying from that island place. a lot of these characters and a lot of these things are getting overlap between 2 books or more into the same one episode. So if you've read it, you can piece it out to say, okay, this happened way later. This is kind of like this character that they've, superimposed on top of this character. If you read the material, it can be a little daunting and a little frustrating that they're doing that, because you actually built a relationship with each one of these characters individually. But just for a story, I guess in some ways, just to tell a show in a series,
yeah,
I guess it kind of works. I mean, you cut out some of the characters who, don't need to be there. I'm still pissed about Doors though. Doors should have been there.
yeah.
I needed look, like me West Coast. I needed Selden simping out when Doors was like, yeah, you could get this, and he's like, oh well, I don't know. I'm an old man, and she couldn't possibly want me. This motherfucker's stupid.
She's a robot freak. Come on now.
Yeah, he need his robot.
That future. It said that
future, that protector and wife and Mother Ray.
Yeah, she wanted a husband, and she's like, Race is my little boy. I got him. All I need is a husband to round it all out. So
Calcicle.
During that interrogation scene with Anacreon and Salvor, did y'all notice Hugo's eyes lighting up? And I wanted to know what your thoughts were on that when that happened.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought it was like somebody had a bad lighting setup or something like that. But his eyes did light up a little bit. That was some different shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know exactly what it was, but once you introduce the idea that people got these fake robotic eyes and stuff like that, like the Anacreon had.
Yeah.
Like, what is she throwing up? She got a bomb in her? She gonna explode? No, she popped out her eyeball, and that was the EMP. And like, they don't think this hurts people. Look, you really are living in an outpost. I don't know shit about security.
Some things they, I see he borrowed from Star Trek, like the when they blew up the space bridge. Okay, that's out of Star Trek. That's Star Trek Voyager, where the bomb was actually inside. Actually, the same thing. Also Star Trek, but also Voyager, but also Star Trek. I think it was Next Generation, where the bomb is actually inside the person.
Right.
Where it's harder to detect.
Yeah. Well, they did that in Dark Knight too.
Yeah.
Put that cell phone bomb in his stomach and put him in the holding tank with everybody else.
Yeah.
And made that death call. Everybody gonna get it. So that's what I thought was gonna happen, but she basically had a fake eye, and I'm like, okay, you wouldn't have noticed that? Like, okay.
Well, they're scientists. They're scientists, not warriors.
Well, they have to. A lot of the stuff is. I mean, they kind of gave it away. Now, why would they move her from where she is in the holding cell to the tower? It didn't make sense.
Yeah, it's making the encyclopedia seem real stupid.
Yeah.
And if you read any of these stories, you'll find out that the encyclopedias at some point are so blind in some ways, they are stupid. It's like they're so academic, they don't fucking get it. They don't get the simple things. That's why Salvor was such a dude to come in there, in the novels and set them on a different path, because the encyclopedias wasn't getting it. They just weren't getting it. They had their head too far up a book to be able to pull it out and see what was going on in the rest of the world. But that was kind of how Harry predicted it would go, and somebody would have to step up. So that's why the gender swap with Salvor is kind of hard to take in a sense, but in the show, he's not really doing too much. He's just a warden. And apparently all the warden is one person that can go out there and be aware of there's dangers on this planet, you idiots. and have a gun. I mean, other than that, everybody else, I guess, got their head stuck in a book somewhere or something. Yeah. I don't know.
The pilgrims versus the one warrior, huh? There's always a female that's the outlier in this series.
It's always an outlier because they made it female centric in a sense. Almost every male character that you would that was a central character in a book has been swapped into a black woman in a sense, or
person of color.
Yeah.
I don't use that one. No, no, I'm not
No,
using
that's
that.
the that
I'm
that's
not
the
using
that's
that
the vein that
umbrella.
they're going with. That's the
Yeah,
vein that they're going with. Is like,
yeah. I just heard that on DC Fandom. They said that POC stuff and tried to slide
Mm-hmm.
the alphabet committee up under that into Milestone. I'm like, I don't want it. I saw what you did there, homeboy.
you ain't slick.
No, you
Mm-mm.
ain't slick.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all went way woke. This should be woke dome over here. Shit, you talking? The subtlety is not your forte. Anyway, that's my point on it. So it's not hurting the show any really
No.
because they've taken some departures, and this episode 5 was like to me one of the biggest departures, but it was good. I
Yeah.
can't complain about the show. It didn't matter that it was a female in it. It was a really interesting show. It was a really interesting show for this episode. So I was like, damn, I really want to know what's going on the rest of that Sears world because they killing.
Yeah, I think it would have been better.
Education.
I think it would have been
Sound
better
like
if they did
Stargate,
call it
don't it?
transfer. I think it would have been better if they called it transfer, because then
Yeah.
you can separate the two. Where, all right, you're taking the story and you're making it your own instead
Yeah.
of it being foundation.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
who's gonna really tune in to a big budget Trantor though?
Exactly, because they wouldn't know what it
Yeah.
means.
Yeah, you would have to know what Trantor means,
Mhm.
and if you don't know what Trantor means, it's not going to make any difference. They can't
Yeah.
sell it like that.
Yeah, but I think that they did a good job in merging the two. Like the scene at Terminus, just
Mhm.
for the audience, with Salvor Hardin, it's a similar setup where you have an Acrian that is an antagonist, but the
Mhm.
only difference would be there's other kingdoms that are also not they're not technology savvy, and the only
Mhm.
people that are technology savvy are the encyclopedists and those who are in the foundation.
Yeah.
So Asimov, his whole premise is not using violence as a last resort. And so if you're tracking the story compared to the book, in the book, there is no violence that happens.
Yeah.
He's able to solve uh he's able to see, he's a part of the council that sees Harry Seldon, and he is following the crisis, or Seldon says that there's going to be a crisis that's coming. And so how he solves it is, figuring out the surrounding kingdoms that are around, and
Yeah.
making, and basically turning technology into a religion to
Yeah.
avoid conflict.
Right.
There is a part where, well, I don't want to give away too much, but there is a situation where there is action that happens, but it's described, but this is way later in the book,
Yeah.
in the book series, and they're merging the two that are happening. So there
Well,
is a
yeah.
section where Foundation falls.
They have to have a little bit more action because it is a TV series. You can't
Exactly.
it can't be because Foundation can be a little dry.
Yeah.
Because it's meant
It
to be
can
a
be
book.
at some parts.
Yeah.
It can be because it's more, for me, it's more science heavy and politics heavy as
Yeah.
opposed to action. Like I said, that was one of the things, was a good insight that you gave me about this before I started reading it, that on the scale of action, Star Wars has more action,
Mm-hmm.
but the Foundation series has more political and science stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Star Wars, you don't know how everything works; it just freaking does.
Yeah.
But you're always in the starship in the battle. On the Foundation series, you'll hear about the battle, but you don't see it. You ain't riding in no starship.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't there. You know that there was a conflict over here in this sector, and this is what happened.
This is what happened. And
It was fucked up. A lot of people died. You might get the overview of it, but you ain't in the middle of the battle seeing what's going on.
It's like you're at the headquarters reading what happens.
Right.
And
That
then
you
trying
know
to figure
your
out
actions
trying
have
to
led to somebody's death
Yeah.
somewhere out there, but you weren't there in the middle of that battle watching it.
Yeah.
You know what the repercussion is, where it leads to.
Yeah, like even with the kinetic armor, that was Salvor Harvin. That was his, like, that was how he ended up dismantling that conflict, where you have this armor that you cannot see, but if you shoot at it, then you end up killing yourself. And that's how he ended up defusing that situation. So to have the Empire have that kinetic armor, that's another area where they did swap it. I wonder what they're gonna do with that.
That personal shield, that personal body shield.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no telling because they're taking elements and they're putting them in unexpected places.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's like taking elements and and actually just writing a whole new story behind it, and that's pretty much what they've pretty much done, taking elements and said, okay, and we're just gonna take these elements, we're gonna put them as outposts, and just write a story around these particular elements.
Yeah, I have a theory though. So
Go ahead.
it makes sense that basically the Cleons, they have this kinetic armor because of their situation and they having to be split up in three. Because something that popped up in my mind when Demerzel mentioned when Brother Dusk and Day were having it out about the Empire never leaving leaving Trantor. It's like that makes sense, because what if Brother Day ends up dying, but brother Brother Dawn isn't old enough to fill that seat. Like that would break continuity. So it makes sense that he has that kinetic armor because this world is unpredictable. Somebody comes out of nowhere and shoots you. That will basically end the ruse of the Empire. So I feel like they'll not even I feel, because it's more of an intuition. What they're doing with that is having that kinetic armor as a plot armor just in case, or a contingency plan to ensure the Empire doesn't fall, and somebody's going to end up finding out about that armor and doing something with it, because him with that little what was it, the mistress,
They do.
and like that whole interaction, that I think that is that will play a significant role later on down the line.
Yeah, it does, and also it's a sexual tension plot that they put in there for women. So that's also what happens when they put in the sexual like when he was actually calculating, could he survive a fall from the tower with the kinetic armor. And then the chick that was in the garden that happened to be watching. Okay, so why they put this in here? I said, this doesn't make sense. I said, until you see him actually start falling in love with the chick that actually saw him fall. I said, okay, we're trying to build sexual tension into the plot.
What do you think of how he's going about basically falling in love with the chick and like spying on her with that little robot mosquito?
Oh yeah. A more powerful man has taken interest in me, and they're keeping an eye on me, and she kind of likes him watching her, because other than that, she's a nobody. But when you have the emperor take notice on you, all the trillions of people in the empire, and I'm the one that actually has enough interest in to actually watch me. So yeah, there's that how especially females like to be watched and noticed and stuff like that. So that's built in. So I think that was just a plot because it actually is female centric. So a lot of stuff is actually female centric. Like a lot of the overacting I saw, like when she gets out of the Gail gets out of the hypersleep, right? And she's screaming and hollering, "Let me in!" All because I said, "Wait a minute, you're a scientist, okay?
Yeah,
screaming, hollering like a chick, okay?"
Well, she had to have her chick moment. She was still in shock.
Yeah, she had a chick moment. Yeah.
Look, she got pushed into the little hibernation tube.
Yeah.
And had one memory that she held on to, and then when she woke up, it's like, what the fuck, Rachel?
Yeah. Yeah, and she's in the shower. She's in the shower getting ready to commit suicide.
Yeah, that's what. That part. Okay. So
that part
confused you alone, but you lived, and now you're gonna kill yourself.
How did she flip? I'm trying.
Okay, yeah. They explained it later on. Remember because there's a course change, right? It slowed down in the course change.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's what the flip was about. Just so happens, just before she slits her wrist, the ship changes course.
That plot armor, bro.
Plot line. Yeah. Plot line. So that's convenient.
Fate didn't want her to slit her wrist in the shower.
Yeah. Fate intervened.
Fate intervened. That's what it was, and that was actually interesting to me to see where the ship was finally going. It was like, oh, are we going to get to see this place? Because I've never seen this place.
Exactly.
Never.
That's going to be interesting.
This might be interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I think sometimes people write this into it because it wasn't in the books. So I'm going to say, okay, what would it be like? Let's go look.
Yeah. Because I can say that would be some place I was always curious to see in those stories. Because initially, especially in Prelude, that's all he wanted to go back to. He just wanted to go home. He's like, go home. Look, it's nice here. It's cool. I just want to leave. And Cheddar and Dimmer's was like, no, you can't leave.
Yeah.
You can't never leave. Like,
you can never leave.
I don't want to be here forever.
You know too much.
Yeah, like I just came from my TED talk. I'm just trying to head back to Helicon. Like, nah, brother, you don't understand what this is.
See some folks. I'm ready to get out of here.
Yeah. Now we've been following you, Mr. Selden.
Yes.
And now we find out. Was developed enough. You're too dangerous. You're too important and dangerous to let you go like this.
Yeah, it's like I don't even have it. Yeah, but maybe someday you will. People might think you do. So no, we're just gonna keep you here.
Yeah.
Welcome to Trantor.
Yeah.
See, the problem is people believe you have it.
Right.
So we gotta hold you. We gotta hold you until then.
Gotta hold you so they understand that you don't have it. So we're satisfied that you don't have it.
Who knows? We may be able to see why in some other places too. If they're gonna go that route, then I think that this is a good addition because then we get to see Helicon. We maybe get to see why they gotta, especially with the Billy knife, they gotta go to Billy, man. They got to. They made it too much. They've integrated it too much into the series now.
Yeah, they got to turn up, man. They got to turn up.
Yeah, I got to see the diversity of Billy Blades, and especially if there's gonna be brothers down there. Oh man,
well,
see some lightsabers and more.
I want to see some heat sink revolutions.
Didn't he threaten to send somebody down to be a heat sinker? Early in the series.
Yeah. That's why they showed that video. Yeah, they showed the video of like little riots or some stuff happening down in the heat sinks. I'm like, damn, they get it in down there. I gotta see what's happening down there.
Be down there,
threatening the girl.
Be down there with Wilma with the triple B's, in the heat sinking. That's in the strip club, huh?
I'll answer this question real quick, even though it's way off topic because we're not talking about that. But yeah, Al Ewing can write. Al Ewing is the one responsible for the Ultimates with Black Panther and Blue Marvel on it. Al Ewing is responsible for that. He did some awesome writing. So if he's writing Immortal Hulk good, I'm not surprised. I've been reading his work already. So look, he got a golden pen right now. He can do what he wants. But let's stay on topic. We're talking about the Foundation, not that shit. There you go.
Well, you got to interrupt. You got to sell some books, man. So no problem.
Immortal Hulk is awesome. Yeah, but Al Ewing is awesome. I saw Spain coming here about Al Ewing. Yeah, Al Ewing is dope. I don't shit on Al Ewing. I saw the comment, but they were in the middle of talking about their thing, and I had a customer, so I wasn't addressing it right then. But yeah, Al Ewing is dope. That brother can write. He changed Marvel's whole cosmic landscape with one book, and they did it. He did it so good they let him do 2 volumes of that shit, and then shut the whole fucking project down. He went over to DC. So they know how to fuck something up royally, but it is what it is. Man. All right, so I will say this just to get back to the Foundation. I'm still really liking Lee Pace's performance as Cleon.
Oh yeah.
Woo, he is something else, dude. There's that one scene where he got those guys in there in the throne room, and they've called him in there to let him know what's going on.
Oh yeah.
And he lining all those people up.
The mathematician. Yeah, the mathematician.
He started yelling and stuff. If y'all don't understand what he means, you can see how big that set is, right?
Yeah.
He is filling that set with his voice. He is acting all over that set. That motherfucker going over the top.
Yeah.
He was yelling at homeboy, made him have a heart attack.
That was funny. He fall out and start flopping like a little fish. He was.
I'm sorry. That made me laugh. That made
left from there.
Because that little
don't pick him up.
That little fat dude. He's been in some other movies too. I've seen him. He's always some little slimy,
little squirmy, little slimy guy. Yeah,
smarmy bastard. Right. So I've seen him in other movies before. So to see him actually die in this is actually funny.
Yeah, you can't go against the Empire. So the mathematicians, they had a vested interest in not interrupting the flow of Empire or anything that could be considered heretical. So it was kind of in a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. You're politically correct, and you've lived off the fat of the land, and now, you got to be right, and you weren't. So
yeah, said out of 30 years of all that calculus. What did you come up with?
What did you come up with?
Yeah, what did you get? nothing. Like what?
No. The empire is good. It's good. We've been expanding. It's like I didn't ask if it was expanding. I'm asking about going back to showing your work.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
About to showing you work. About that work. Did you get the work done?
You said, what do you say? That's what I love about this dialogue. That's what I love about the series personally is the dialogue gives away so much of what Asimov was trying to, convey in regards to politics or even just logic or reasoning. And so between Cleon, Brother Day, and the statistician, when he asked him, is this still provable? It's like it's not solvable. He's like, but it's not zero, is it? Look, you're not wrong.
Yeah, that was a hairy line right there, but it's not zero. I was like, ooh,
exactly.
Y'all snuck that in there, didn't you? I had to remind my mother of that. Like, it's only a 2% chance. I said, well, in the psychohistory sense, it's not zero.
It's not
it's
zero.
Impossible. It's still possible.
Black women told with the 9-0 chance all the time.
Yeah.
Well, there's somebody, 1 in a million chance that marries a billionaire and goes off and rides off in the sunset. So it's possible for me.
Yeah.
It's not probable, but it's not zero, is it?
It's not zero. Is
it? Look, everything is up for interpretation. When it comes to those numbers.
Yeah, and I think that's why I think they should have named it Trantor because. We get in a better peek about how Trantor politics actually works, or their version of it, because it was never that displayed in the books. It was always offset. We hear about it, hear rumors. They talk about how the empire actually works, but never the inner workings of the empire.
Right, and I think people, at least in the television audience sense, they're more into seeing how the politics of something actually works. That can play really well on television. So if you did call it Trantor or something like that, it would have showcased more how things were going on there. But I think they needed that foundation title to actually sell it.
They did.
They needed that to sell it. Even though they basically took the skeleton and they doing a plastic surgery on a body for it. It is what it is.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, they took the skeleton and put it in a grow tank. We're gonna grow a different story altogether.
Seriously, because even the garden thing, for example, that was for the foundation, and that I think that for the foundation gave you an idea of the politics, and that's what they're merging into. The life in Trantor, and you observing how it slowly erodes. I think that they're. I don't know what they're going to do with it because I think that garden scene, because that played a relevant role in the book series, even with Raish, because Raish was married to a stripper. I don't know why they didn't.
Right.
I don't know why they didn't. Like when we go, there's so much content. There's so much content in Bill Button. Like between the pie scene to they described it scene by scene. Like I really hope that they include that in there.
Yeah. Raish was a scoundrel.
Yeah.
That would have been, if they actually had named the show Trantor, that would have been what I've wanted to see. Them going to those other actual cities on Trantor, and all those other places, the Microgenians and stuff like that, so you can see what this world and how this society is actually made up. And then have the addition of Harry Seldon and what these encyclopedias and stuff like that are doing and how that affects this whole thing on the outside. It would have been more interesting.
Yeah.
But as it stands now, you get to do time shifts and bounce back and forth between Terminus Trantor to see what's going on in both. And she was a hooker stripper, dude. She was getting it how she had to live, dude.
You know what time it was.
Yeah, it's hard out here. It was hard up there.
Down in Billy Bottom.
Yeah, she had to do some tripping. She had to do some hooking. She had to do some selling information to the Imperial.
Yeah.
But he saved Raish's life, though.
Saved Raish's life. With the power in she wanted. Like, he had that golden dong, I guess. She was that magic trick.
Man.
Well, Raish does have a way with people. And Raish does have a way with people. He got swag.
He
Yeah,
stole. You know what they gave? They stole my boy Rachel's juice and gave it to Salvor Hardin because we all
man,
know
didn't
like
they?
that influence.
Didn't
Because
they?
you know what
Rage
that
had that
them
swag.
vision those visions that was all my boy. Like
Yeah, that was the thing. That was, I think, the thing in the book that
whoa,
Rachel was kind of low key psychic. He was kind of
Yeah.
low key telepathic. That's why everybody always liked him. Like they warmed up to him really quickly. Like, oh, that Rach boy, what about
yeah,
him? You can't have no tall black dude going out there with swagger in no show like this.
Yeah.
All these
yeah.
chicks around, he be slaying everybody.
I
He's
mean, it
double the
tied to.
Rach in the foundation on track.
And the thing is that tied to the second foundation where the idea of the mentalist, like being able to manipulate people's emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's what I mean by like taking his juice, because that was like that whole plot. Like he had a whole yeah, let me not get frustrated. Or
Go,
the
go, yeah, let it out.
foundation,
Let the inner
You can read
geek
the
out,
book.
man. Go ahead.
Yeah,
bro.
man, it's
That
geek speak.
like
You better get it out.
look, when it comes to the second foundation and this idea of mentalists and being able to control people's minds and influence
Uh-huh.
forward the foundation, that was his spotlight, that was his time. Like there was
Yeah.
a whole campaign. The what's being brought up now in episode 5 was an entire it's a mixture of two crises. One was determining whether or not Demerzel was human. The other
Mm-hmm.
one was trying to suppress the uprising of other colonies. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was essentially a spy mission that Race was on when he had to go down to Billabutton, and that's when he ended up meeting the stripper hooker and trying to get influence into this cult that is trying to overthrow the empire.
Mm-hmm.
And that like that story and that scene had a connection back to Raish and Prelude
Yeah,
with
with the mayor of Y.
exactly the mayor
Mm-hmm.
Y and
Mm-hmm.
like him being in the garden and them having this whole espionage plan to blow up the empire within the garden. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why
Right.
when I see the garden scene, that's the first thing that pops up in my mind because there's two important events that happen in that along with the espionage scene with Raish and trying to figure out how to save him because now he's been compromised. There was this gardener, the head gardener
Mm-hmm.
that, was being given a hard time by the Empire. And this whole idea of Selden being able to predict groups of masses of people versus individual gets
Mm-hmm.
called into play because he predicted that the fall would happen, but you assumed that it was going to happen with this political insurgency, but it ended up just being the head gardener who you ended up pissing off for, no, not even pissing off, but like switching positions. Like he gave
Mm-hmm.
him a higher position than what he wanted, and he just ended up shooting him in the chest, like out of nowhere. Like that scene in itself, that could have been brought to light because I feel like that's a hell of a plot twist. It's like, oh, we dismantled this insurgency, but you forgot about the head gardener.
Mm-hmm.
He
Oh
threw
yeah.
you off the building.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically the assassination of the Archduke in Sarajevo, which I think they've kind of pieced in together, which is why the Nacrions are actually on Terminix right now.
Mm-hmm.
They knew somebody would come, just like almost like Star Wars Visions, right? Where the certain Jedi's and Sith kind of go places because they know that the Sith or this Jedi is actually going to wind up in certain places, so they're there to actually meet them. So that's why I knew the what was going to happen when I saw the space gun, and it added up when Brother Day wouldn't let Brother Dusk on that ship to go to Terminus.
Terminus.
Yeah, I said
Mm-hmm.
okay. I said okay. Once I saw the space gun, I said okay. I know what's going on here because the Anacreons weren't there for technology; they're there for revenge.
Mm-hmm. They seen
That's
that
it.
Empire ship.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's how come they thought saw the Empire ship because that's how come they destroyed the buoy. They said okay, Terminus must be way more important to the Empire than we actually think. So if we actually take down the buoy, maybe we can actually lure the Emperor to Terminus.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And
Yeah,
why
which
Brother Day was like, yeah, you need to set this one out.
no, you're gonna sit this one out because he knows that what how Brother Dust felt about Terminus in the first place.
Mm-hmm. And the Anacreons, and the fact that he wanted to bomb both of
Yeah,
those planets.
yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of missing what they were going after exactly.
Yeah.
I knew she
Well, I
was
knew.
wasting time for something. I just wasn't sure what
Oh,
she was wasting
I,
time
I,
about.
it's the only thing that
Revenge,
made.
sir.
Oh, well, the thing is, it made sense when you first
I
saw.
was missing
Go ahead.
revenge because I'm still like, what the hell is going on with these encyclopedias? Get your head
Yeah,
out your ass.
yeah. It had nothing. In fact, she said it had nothing to do with you.
Yeah, have a good one.
Because they was just, you're making this harder than it needs to be. Because if they were there for the knowledge or something like that, they wouldn't be killing the people.
Yeah, they would have taken and been gone already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was messed up. They destroyed a really nice looking spaceship.
Yo,
Oh, it had to be spectacular going down, man.
It looked pretty blowing up, didn't it? But it
Yeah,
was like,
it was a beautiful.
it's the Emperor's
gravity
ship, of course.
drive, fucked up the
Yeah,
gravity drive.
yeah.
Shit, okay.
It's the Emperor's ship, so it has to be spectacular.
It does. It does have to be spectacular. Let them
Yeah.
know, like guerrilla war, like we took out one
Yeah,
of their big ships.
yeah.
Now we're gonna hide.
And the thing is, when he talked to the guy, aren't you gonna tell him that the Anacreons are shooting at your shield?
Right. Nope.
And if you got all this intelligence stuff like that and can see the ships, can't you see these gun blasts from the from space?
Should have. Should have. As soon as I saw that, I said, "Oh, they're gonna die. They about to die." They put the
Yeah,
cloak over the gun. I was like, "That's for Ariel. Oh, you about to die."
yeah,
That's what's gonna happen. You can't scan that. You can't find a heat bloom or nothing like that. Didn't know what was coming.
yeah,
Shit.
Yeah,
Technology.
they had that
is
tuck
bullshit.
not for y'all, but for the Empire.
Yeah.
yeah.
God, dude, they had they panties in a bunch. They was gonna punch you in the nose. Some of that
And,
shit.
and you're gonna land the Emperor's ship without going down and actually,
Justify the area first.
yeah, first, yeah,
I think that was the first thing you're supposed to do is make sure you have like air superiority and they can knock you out the sky. I
yeah,
think that's what you should have did first.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
how
they
many
could
how
work on that
many
transporter technology.
yeah. And that should have been a clue anyway. How many heads of state like that? If the emperor never leaves Trantor, and all of a sudden he
Mhm.
decides to leave Trantor, he's gonna come with one ship.
Yeah, no, you would have came with a fleet,
He came with a fleet.
small fleet at the very least.
Yeah.
Like, shit, you'd be in for some trouble.
If you're
They do
gonna,
some bombardment. They might not have got the whole planet, but they would have got enough of y'all.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. If you're gonna come, or you're gonna come undercover, then you're gonna come on a smaller ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it shows that what I liked about the ship is the scale, and you seeing how much power the Empire actually has. Because the
Yeah,
design of those ships were immaculate.
yeah,
Yeah, the ship design is what surprised me the most out of this because I remember the trailer, the initial trailer, and I took a screenshot of that image of that like oblong with that oval shape coming in, flying like towards a black hole. So I was like, oh, that's a cool visual, right?
Mhm.
I didn't know that was a ship until like what was it, episode 2 or whatever, where you see that scene where it's coming out of hyperspace or whatever,
Oh yeah,
and folding over. I said, oh, that's really cool because that's one of the things that always got me about sci-fi with ship design because it's not like flying through the air. You're just flying through space. You can have some crazy ass designs if you want to. They don't have to all point the same way. It could be, you're not worried about aerodynamics and stuff like that. You
yeah,
can just go crazy. So I always get into spaceship design, and that was pretty cool. You got this thing with this, not a Dyson sphere. It's not a Dyson sphere, but you have this I'm forgetting the name of the device, but the circular object in the middle of this ship that's actually providing its gravitational slip in the hyperspace. It's like, oh, okay, it's cool. It's kind of cool.
yeah.
It's
Singularity.
all
Yeah,
backed up. Yeah, it's like okay.
yeah. You got singularity. Oh,
Yeah, exactly. It's
yeah,
it's a functioning singularity within the middle of the ship
yeah,
and pulling it through. It's like, cool, because if you get into the later books like Fourth of Foundation and Foundation and Earth,
right.
you see that Foundation actually survives and they develop technology
hmm
in a sense of rebuilding society, and those gravimetric shifts that they have are
Right.
awesome. That motherfucker is awesome. Like it's just floating on thought down there.
Yeah,
It does it by itself. You can't even see these things. They just fast. Like I want to see that. There's a lot of stuff I want to see, and it comes later in the
yeah.
books.
The gravimetric
But,
ship. Yeah,
but I'm just waiting on. I gotta be kind of patient. So I told my mother that with this first season, I don't know if we're going to get any second foundationists, except for the fact that you see Salvor doing some stuff that kind of hints at this kind of mentalist thing, but it hasn't been mentioned yet. So I want to see if the second foundation shows up, or does the second foundation show up in the second season? I don't know, because
Well, second foundation can't show up until Trantor is destroyed, though.
yeah, got to show up after the fact, right?
After the fact,
Show up
yeah.
after the fact. But the way they overlap and everything, like they folded the whole series in on itself.
It's true.
So you can get some of this stuff that happened later happening right in the present. Well, maybe they'll show up somewhere. I don't know. You know?
They mess around, make the mule and Anacreon.
You sir, are not shit.
Never claimed to be.
I would. Well, it would make sense. What what the Cleons did to their world. It would make sense that the Muka would be an Anacreon.
Yeah,
and probably a female at that.
Of course.
Yeah, other world too. Because there's two worlds that they bombed. Think about it. So Anacreon was one of them. The second world, we still haven't heard from them. So the way that
we ain't heard from them at all yet.
Yeah,
Could be
the way that it's going, the way that they're building the series, I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like that. Especially because they've mentioned him by name already in the first episode.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense.
But yeah, everybody want to see the mule. So
yeah. It's basically the series they're folding stuff over backwards, like sending Gale to Helicon, which okay, it's curious to see what Helicon looks like. But the thing is, but why would you send her to Helicon instead of
Terminus?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. But
going home with Selden apparently, because that little glitch.
Or maybe that's where they sent Harry's body.
Maybe that's where his body went. Yeah. Because I'm telling you, that line with him saying he was buried in the casket of his design. So what did it do? Resuscitate his ass? So maybe he's not even dead.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. Yeah.
Maybe he's not even dead. So
if it's a female,
why would he design his own casket?
If it's a female centered script, then he probably is alive.
Yeah, he's
because
probably
men wouldn't accept it, but women would. Oh, that's great. He's alive. Well, just maybe he had nanobites actually keeping his body in stasis, and you put him near a black hole or an event horizon, so he's still kind of sort of alive if she makes it in time.
I mean, if you remember Raish took something off of his neck. I still want to know what he took off of his neck after he said his ear. Yeah, so that may play into it where he's in this state of hibernation, or it appears he's dead, and so
could be a memory backup.
It could be memory backup. Could be artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Took his stack.
Oh, here we go. Took his stack.
Somewhere else.
That's true.
That was my body. They put me in something else. Needed something for them to believe in. But I think that gets to the point that you were talking about, West Coast, that Selden being killed and his body being ejected into space. And Raish's words to the encyclopedias is like, don't divert from the mission, stay on the mission. That gets into that religious part of it, because it took Harry out of that role of being this personal person that they thought he was into, in some senses, their God. And I think one of the Anacreons said that thing is that this science is at some point a religion. I'm like, treading on some territory.
There could be a whole bunch of stuff. Harry might not be human anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of things could be. So if that was the case,
no one. That's what I do. I link all this geek shit together, dude. If you watch it, you get it.
Well, they do. I mean, they've taken a lot of stuff from other places.
Oh yeah, that's David. That's David S. Goyer. I told my mother that shit. I said that. I was explaining to her about the Cleons thing. Mm-hmm. And the differences between the show and the book, and that was one of the things I pointed out, was that the Cleons was one person before. They weren't three things, but it's cool in this show. But I know they took that from the Aeon Flux movie.
Mm.
So to me, that's David S. Goyer because that's what he will do. He's enough of a geek where he'll go back and pull on certain things and throw them into his shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a blatant fucking steal. It's working in this series. But I know where you got it from. You better put that back before they notice you took it. What up, D Scott? Yo.
Yo.
Yo. Yeah, but so that part, yeah, it's a pull from something else. I mean, apparently this is something common now because I told you what Reminiscent was. Reminiscent was a bunch of other movies that they stole pieces from. Like, oh, it's a great story. Yeah, it was a great story, and all those other movies they took from too. Shit, I've seen this movie like at least 7 times because I saw 7 other movies that you pulled it from. But okay, this is your movie. Is that okay? That's female ingenuity. Okay.
Yeah, well, it is.
Take it and reskin it and say it's ours. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's how it works now. Okay. Whatever. But I am enjoying the series so far. I'm enjoying it a little more than Why the Last Man, I can tell you that. Yeah, see?
Oh man,
I just
that
watched
was a
the
deep
episode of Why
side.
last night. I did the same thing. Like, these motherfuckers right here.
Yeah, Yarrick.
Oh my god, dude! And not even just Uric. In the TV show, the little Asian doctor's like, somebody need to slap that bitch right now. They really need to slap her because she just causing too much problems. Like, Yarrick is too simple-minded, and she got too many crazy ideas pouring it into his open-ass head. Like, you slap this bitch because she constantly undermining the mission, dude. We here for your ass. Motherfucker, look. Oh my god. Not to diverge too much, but it's running kind of parallel.
On a different side of the spectrum, huh?
Mm-hmm. So, what are some of the standout scenes for you guys in this last episode or in the series so far?
I still want to know why they put the vault as almost like a obelisk floating out in the netherworld,
Yeah.
and nobody knows what it is. Doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
hopefully it's still going to be the vault because they do for a Selden sighting.
Yeah, we keep waiting for a Selden sighting, and just like we're is it? It's supposed to be 10 episodes.
Is it? Yeah, I hope so because from what I was reading the other day, it's like 5 episodes. If 5 is over at 5, what kind of shit is that? Like,
I hope not.
Hell no.
That'd be
Yeah,
a
I'm
horrible
like, no.
place
And
to
then I
leave it off
saw,
at.
then I saw 5, and I said, oh, next time number 6. So, okay, so good. There is more than 5 episodes.
Yeah,
That'd be a waste.
it slow as they're moving. It better be.
Oh shit. Gotta be 10 episodes, at least 8. At least 8.
Because we spent what 3 on the Anacreons by
Yeah.
themselves.
You need to progress the story a little bit more now.
Yeah, and they're still there. It's not that like they left. They're still there.
Oh my god.
Blew up a ship.
I'm sorry,
Blew up
y'all.
a
I'm
ship
still
in
got Fandom playing on the side screen.
Okay. What's
And
happening?
fucking Jim Leon pulled it out his ass. He got Todd McFarlane doing some DC toys.
Why not?
I need that Joker. I need that. That's the Joker with his face cut off, with a strap on the back holding it on. Oh, I need that. I need that shit.
Is it a toy or what is it?
It's a statue.
A statue.
It's a statue by McFarlane. That should look awesome. Harley Quinn is a bit of a stretch because it got spikes all over her mallet. But the rest of these things, I can't hear what he's saying, but it's Todd McFarlane up there talking about it and showing the statues.
They try. They're selling. This is like QVC for comic books.
Oh shit!
Got promoted. Something that I was curious about. Maybe you caught it, BGS. The date of Selden's funeral. It was 8/8/12,068. Did that have any significance, or did that catch your eye in referencing something else, or that bearing any significance in that particular day?
68 would be Bobby Kennedy and Martin Luther King. But other than that, as far as an assassination, I mean, the thing is, we got to find out exactly what they're going to use the assassination for and why. And we don't know that yet because they're stretching this stuff out pretty well. We've been trying to figure out why Rach killed him, and like for the last 3 episodes, and they still haven't told us.
Yep, and why Raish has this? Why Raish had a planned course to Helicon if Gale didn't intervene.
But you have to remember this the part that I think they're stretching a little bit is how far out they plan. Gale's been asleep for 34 years, and this ship probably has not been floating out there waiting for 34 years. It wasn't. They sent that ship out there to look for her. So the question is, who sent the ship? Why is it going back to Helicon? And how did it know exactly where to find her? Where Raish's ass was blown out of an airlock soon after she was blown out of an airlock. It wasn't long. His trial was quick and immediate. So who set all of the rest of this shit up? Was it Harry who was laying dead somewhere, or was it somebody else? Don't know. So
we don't know.
That's the part I'm trying to, see where they're going to go. But since they're taking so many liberties, I probably can't even guess it.
No, that's the whole problem. You can't guess it. You can get peeks at it, but some things are too opaque. You can't even guess what they're doing because Gale being alive, you can figure that because she got shot out in a tube in a cryo tube, right? She's gonna show up someplace else. The thing is, sooner or later. So, but the thing is, why she shows up going to Helicon rather than Terminus makes no sense to me.
Right.
And then Harry popping up because. Now the question is, where did Harry's body go? If that,
that's true.
If we're going on that line of logic, and with the peaks of the second foundation already coming forth, my first guess was that the ship or whatever brought her in, that was the second foundation. And now I'm more convinced that could be Helicon, may be the location of the second foundation.
Could be. That would make sense.
Right. That's what I think they were pulling from the book. Because remember, I forget which book it is. It might be Foundation's Edge, where they actually went looking for the second foundation, and they had a planet in mind where it was supposed to be. They went looking for that damn planet.
Yeah, the mule was looking for the second foundation.
Right. So they could have just swapped it up for Helicon.
Yeah.
Because nobody would look there.
They swapped up the genders. Why not swap up with the location of the second foundation? Everything's up in the
air. Everything free range, free game.
Everything free range now. You got changed up the Cleons. You changed up Demerzel. Why not?
Yeah, that's a reimagining of the foundation. We're reforming the foundation.
The only thing he could have done was make Salvor a female, but also a lesbian.
Could have made her a hermaphrodite.
Man, the hermaphrodite baby is just we'll see. We'll see what else they pull from.
Yeah, that's funny. Now Salvor Hardin is a butch with a butch female with a white man as a lover.
They got a lot of boxes to check.
Yeah,
and intergalactic swirling. But
the thing is, but who's the man? Who's the man? It ain't the white man this time.
It ain't the white man. They got a role for him, and they ain't in charge. Role is not in charge. He can run the kitchen and the bedroom. But that's about it. Told him to get in that motherfucker.
Yeah, and I don't want to see any pants on the whole time you're here.
32 hours, you're gonna be pantsless. Like, damn. What kind of party, I guess.
They're taking shots at all the men, even in the interrogation scene. The Anacreon warrior was like, "Oh, are your women your leaders? Because clearly you should have listened to them. You should have listened to her since the beginning."
Yeah, well, hell, you're the female leading the whole delegation.
Brought her here and everything.
So the D's comment, what's up, D? You out of town? Cool. So far it's good. Look, I'm not looking to hate the damn show. I'm just pointing out the differences in the show between the differences in the show and the book. That's it. But the show itself is actually interesting. It's actually good. So like BGS is saying, it's actually selling better to people who have never read the book. And that's why I say when you take these popular formats and make them jump media like that, it's going to have to play to that audience. This is really playing to a television majority women audience. Like my mother is watching this shit. She don't know shit about the books, and probably could care less. But she all into the show. And that's only 5 episodes in. So if they hitting their target audience, then they doing it because it's a bunch of black women up front. So my black mother is enjoying that shit.
Probably solve our hard with that gun, huh?
Yeah, probably that one because my mother got a piecemeal. So in fact, eat now, crazy ass. Like gave her a goddamn gun. Yeah, crazy.
You know what?
Shoot somebody.
I'm gonna put a pin on that theory that the mule is Anacreon. This is a total shot in the dark. So after Foundation is being destroyed, the warrior princess says something to her minion in Anacreon and then says, "Yeah, we need her," and then socks her out. Clearly, she's considered an asset for the talents that she's been providing. You know, something that she has. And the mule, we don't know where he comes from, and you know, he has this deformity. It wouldn't be as much of a stretch of imagination that he may have been a part of that Anacreon crew that was looking to, you know, destroy the Empire. Because in the book, he does destroy the Foundation. Because you know, this Foundation, you know, takes over in a sense after the main Empire on Trantor falls, and so where the mule comes in at in Foundation and Empire is the Foundation is the main hub, and everybody's trying to find this second Foundation because, or you find out there's a second Foundation because the whole clue is Star's End, which leads you back to Trantor. All of that stuff has been scratched out of the picture in the story, but what they kept is Foundation falling, which that does happen, not on Terminus, but later on down the line after their technology has been, you know, beefed up, like Artisan has brought up, and he's trying to, you know, move with his plans of his own. So that may be a possible theory. That's my theory right now. Is you know.
Because when you read the books, you have to understand is that, like BGS was telling you, the show would have been better off being called Trantor. Trantor is the hub in the books, but what you see with Trantor in its decline is that as it declines, it loses its power. So that's why Harry Seldon had Terminus way out here. Terminus ends up growing at the same time Trantor ends up decreasing in power. Terminus increases in power. So that Foundation ends up taking the place of what would have been the Empire.
Yeah.
So they develop more technology. They make their alliances, and they do what any colony cut off from everybody else would do, like Americans. We build our shit up, and we you know, try to make a better mousetrap. That's what happens with the Foundation and those people on Terminus. They end up populating that whole world, and they end up setting up their own trade and all the rest of that stuff, and they become the new hub of the galaxy.
Right, they do.
In a sense, over so many years, right? So it's really interesting to see how they start out and how they get to that point. And I'm really curious how much they'll go into it in the show, seeing that actual decay coming down and how Trantor just falls into, you know.
Yeah, that's why I think them blowing up the Emperor's ship is part of it. Yeah, I think you know, because I think if you look at World War I, right? How did it start? By killing the Archduke.
Yeah, the Archduke Ferdinand.
Yeah. So if they want revenge, what are they trying to do? They're trying to start a war.
Right.
By trying to draw the Emperor to the, because when notice when they're in the interrogation room when they said the Emperor's ship is there, okay, and she started smiling. In other words, yeah, okay, we thought he would come.
Yeah, sink the Bismarck. It was called the Aegis. It's close enough. Yeah, but it wasn't 5 episodes. You keep seeing the Empire taking black eyes, even over the span of 34, 35 years. It's taking black eyes. That orbital elevator, Trantor still fucked up behind that. They didn't show it repaired. They still pissy about it, right? Anacreon got blown to shit. That other planet got blown to shit. Who's I'm forgetting because they ain't talking about them too much. And now you're seeing one of the Emperor's own vessels getting destroyed by Anacreons. The Empire don't know that shit yet, but they're gonna find out. So the Empire has taken some black eyes, and the problem that they have with Trantor during its foundation is that they usually can't repair all of this shit. They're losing their power. And they keep having these little ridiculous beefs and stuff like that because they're losing their power. They have to overcompensate for the loss of that power by going into these situations and actually having fucking wars that just cost them resources and money and people and all that shit. That's why you end up having all these little fiefdoms later on in the books where like, yeah, we just got a region. He was a general and he just took over this whole area because he's like, fuck it, the Empire ain't out here. I am. This is all mine now.
And they don't have enough resources to actually spend to come out and
take us out.
And take us down, yeah.
God bless the roller skating shop. Jesus.
Oh, okay.
No bra on.
Rollerblades.
No bra on.
Okay.
All I'm seeing is nipples and spandex.
Hey, we have an Indian summer, so yeah, I guess so.
That's an understatement.
I need to find my Navajo.
Chief artist.
Yeah, because it's damn near 90. It's damn near 90 down here now. Shoot.
It's warm up here. Look, I'm dressed because it was cold when I woke up this morning. It's toasty down here right now.
That's like the only time you feel fall is in the morning, late evenings nowadays.
Yeah, they out here in sundresses and legs and everything showing. Like, you know it's October, right?
Not here.
Middle of October.
Middle of October. It should be fall. We should be catching some leaves right now. But yeah. So I think they said that they gender swapped the mule in this too.
Did they?
I think so.
Yeah, come on, man.
I think so. Look, I told you.
Why not? Yeah, I mean, if all the main character, go for it. Yeah, and why not?
I'd rather the mule wasn't gender swapped just because that plays into the whole naming thing. I want to see them deliver that line. I gotta hear that line. I gotta hear my line about why he's the mule. Right? I'm just gonna hear that shit. Don't take everything from me. Leave
a little bit, huh?
Leave a little bit that I can laugh about to myself. Just want to see it hit one time. So we'll see. What am I looking forward to? The mule, second foundation. I do, like you were talking about West Coast, about that garden scene. That whole story with the gardener was really impactful to me. I think we talked about it after I finished reading it initially, that we actually had a conversation about it. Like, you can't force certain people to do shit they don't want to.
Right.
Yeah, the gardener story was kind of sad in a sense, but you need him to find out where it happens with that monarchy in a sense. You need him there for that, to find out what goes on. But if you think about that scene where it happened, you got doors there, you got some other stuff happening with some of these people. They cut out a bunch of awesome action stuff that happens before the gardener, gets like, yeah, I said I didn't want this.
He creeped on the emperor while everything was going on. That was the smooth part. That was the smoothest part to me, because it's like we just saved Raish, and then what was it? It's like out of nowhere we hear the Empire yelling, "Ah!" It's like, wait, what?
What the hell?
Like, I said I didn't want this job, mother.
Yeah, I said I didn't want it. But you remember at that time, Harry was working for the Empire.
Yep.
He was.
He had taken like Demerzel's position. He was working for the Empire. So that's why it was a shock, because Harry was the one that pushed him into that position. Like, he didn't want it. He just wanted to work on the ground. He's like, no, you've been here forever. No, you should step up. I don't want to step up. I want to stay right here.
Right.
Like, look, well, like I said, I didn't want to move up. You ain't gonna give me this promotion.
And it was on that day Harry knew he fucked up. He said, I can predict groups of people. I cannot predict the findings of an individual. Somebody will go left real quick.
Yeah, but see, it actually plays into, that's why I'm wondering how they're going to do it. That when Harry was working actually for the Empire, he was actually doing a lot of behind the scenes deals to help the foundation, to help them stay supported, and working with in a sense, the second foundation, right? Yeah. So that was all stuff that's going to be cut out because they killed Harry already. So you don't know if it'll ever show up or it won't. I mean, they threw the gardener in there and gender swapped the gardener. So it's like, okay, he getting gender swapped too. It's like a minor character. You could have just left him as an old dude.
Yeah.
I mean, they changed the whole aspect of the story, because the foundation in itself, that's what I liked about Asimov's work, where it was based in a sense of realism, You have to
Mm-hmm.
come up with funding in order for the foundation to be built. You needed resources. There was a reason why he just didn't come out of nowhere with, psycho history. There was a whole backstory behind that.
Yeah.
So when you snip things up, you kind of you block yourself from writing certain parts of the story in,
Well, because Gail is supposed to take Harry's place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole thing. In other words, the only person that knows more about psychohistory than Harry Seldon is you. And
Right.
that could be why she's headed to Helicon. She's supposed to become Harry.
Good point.
That'd be bullshit. But okay,
Do you,
we'll see.
do you think?
No, he's right. I believe you're on the right track. I'm just.
Do you think Gail, after she goes to Helicon, is gonna make her way back to Trantor instead of going to Terminus? You don't think so?
I don't see why she would.
She checked on him. He's like, "Oh, y'all good."
Well, because the brother Day, who used to be brother Dawn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and grew up on it. He actually believes in Harry's theory,
Right.
and now Harry's predictions are starting to come true, but Harry's not there anymore. Now Harry's dead. Okay, who knows more than who more knows more about this mathematical stuff than these in psychohistory than Gale, right? So if he finds out that Gale is alive, do you think he's going to bring her back?
Of course.
Yeah.
Because the story is she was the accomplice in assassinating Harry. I don't know if they confirmed her dead or not. That's also another question.
No, they just said she was missing.
So then that's a good, that could be it, where she gets called in, because there's a point in the story where Harry has he has the Emperor's ear, and he's convinced the Emperor that this is legit. Psychohistory is a thing. And so that could be it.
And because
go ahead, you guys. Then I'll answer B's question.
okay, because brother Dusk, who used to be brother Day, didn't believe Harry's prediction. Now he thought it was hogwash. He tried to disprove it, but the young son, the young brother Dawn back then did, and he kept track of it. He said, remember he told brother Dusk, now brother Dusk, that you were wrong.
Right.
And all these predictions, the empire starting to lose power, all that kind of stuff is actually coming to fruition. That's like when we went to the mathematician saying, okay, we now know this stuff has some kind of merit. Tell me what you think now. And I don't want any BS, right? We disproved it. Obviously not, because it's happening. So.
Right. Obviously not. Yeah, he killing it. So the D's question, so should I go in blank and kind of forget what's in the books, or change more interesting than irritating? Changes are interesting.
And irritating.
And irritating.
Yeah.
It's a fluctuation.
It's in flux. But yeah, go into it blank. I'm with BGS on this. If you're going into it blank, just watch it. You'll get into the show. And if you really get into the show, go back and read the books.
Yeah.
And you can be pissed off later. Or you can see how much of a turn they took and see how awesome the books are.
Yeah.
It'll cleanse your palate. It'll be like a picture with the sushi. Okay.
I think people are more prepared to if you watch the movie first and then see the theater experience and then go back and read the books, it doesn't piss you off as much. It's like, okay, I can see what they changed, and
that's call that my Zach method for the shop. Like, watch this first and then go back and read the original material. Then if the show sucked, you'll have the original material to make you feel better.
There you go.
Some things are not well.
Like I did, I'll be like, it's kind of bothering me.
Yeah, some things are not well explained, but because you know what pieces are missing and what the intent of the book was, you can kind of fill in the blanks and have a direction of where they're trying to go.
Yeah, trying to save this whole society in a sense, but it has to change. It has to change a couple of times, and there are people who help that change come along and guide it in a different direction that Harry could not predict, but it's in service to the whole grand plan of what's supposed to be happening. I do like you guys, I do want to see my Seldon crises. I need to see my hollow image of Harry. I don't know if anybody's here, but smoke if you got them, and we're gonna get through this.
Yeah, because we were looking
I need my predictions. You know, I get one view of the prime radiant, and then I ain't seen it since. Like,
you know, they kicked they kicked it like a ball. Like, we don't even need this no more. Like,
we have this. And
what
over the shoulder? Fuck it.
All these years, just
thrown away.
Well, they did show it to Salvar. You know, the mother, her mother did showed it to Salvar, and she didn't quite get it. I said, "Thank God." Okay, no Mary Sue's here.
Yeah, no shit. No Mary Sue's. I mean, the dudes keep getting shuffled at different times, out being a little bitches, but it's not overtly irritating to some points. Except, you know, Gale's home planet, that shit, the dudes there is fucking weak as shit. I mean, the dudes with the most sacks apparently are the dudes that do the trading.
The gynocracy.
Dog.
Yeah. Yeah. You're either a beta or a sigma.
Man,
that's the black community.
Yeah.
You try to send them the couch like, hey, you know, I'm trying to send in this math competition. It's like, oh, we only do church business. Oh, but I got this money on the low.
Yeah.
Look around.
Yeah. All right.
Slide your little scholarship.
Look, and you see how they did her when they brought her return message, right? Had her out in sticks.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Somewhere in the
yeah. Like, how do you even navigate to that spot? Y'all don't like technology, right? It's like, yeah, here we go. We got that. You know, it's like I'm telling you, it's like a drug deal. I keep using drug references, but
it is
like picking up some stuff.
It was. Got this book for you. Yeah, come here.
Yeah, got this book for you. We got a message.
And it's wrapped up. Don't open it until we leave.
Right. Leave. Turn your back so you don't see which way we go.
Right, going to the swamps to read it. You know, they see some screen pop up. It's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem. You got to go way in the cuts.
Said, I know you're working on psychohistory, but I keep an algebra book in the back, you know, and a compass, because somebody got to navigate these waters. Yeah, it can't just be all based off of religion.
Yeah, that was the environmentalist push on that planet. It's like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, they pushed that.
I got you. The message got to be there. Check.
Yeah.
Check that box. Environmental message. Check. We got that one. Thank you. Moving on. You still got a couple of more on there, but not many.
You said it wasn't the awakening. I forgot the god that they
sleeper.
The sleeper. It's like it wasn't the sleeper that took us away. It was us.
Yeah,
what do you mean to us?
Like,
climate change. Well,
yeah, that's heresy, man. What are you talking about? You talking that science shit?
You talking what? No, this wasn't us. This wasn't us at all.
It wasn't us. No, God said so. The sleeper God said so. That's why I kept calling it the drown god. I'm like,
the drown god.
Watching Game of Thrones. This, the drown god, the sleeper. Like, who are you trying to insult? Both things?
Yeah.
My older brother and I love the book, so that cat's out of the bag, laughing out loud. But I can turn the knowledge off from my watching experience. Yeah, you should do that, because I went in first episode really just dissecting it, because I went through all the books, right? So I'm like, what did you change? What did you change? But that kind of messes up the enjoyment of it. Roller skates. It kind of messes up the enjoyment. Yeah, it's a good reference point, but you got to divorce it a little bit. And I'm usually really good at that, but I went into this one too anxious to see what was it? What did they do? So I'm enjoying it a lot more. Like I said, this episode 5 was a complete departure. It's like 5% the book and 95% they made this shit up. So it's some interesting stuff happening. I'm like, oh, okay, I can get into this. This will be good. Haven't reread the series in a while, so it's not actually fresh in my mind. Yeah,
that's a good place to be at, because
it's a good place to be.
Once you watch the series, it'll click with you, especially the associations between people. And then, you know, if you want to go back to read it or check a particular area, I think that's the part that you can enjoy. But just going into it blank will probably be best, and just taking it for what it is as an adaptation would probably be better.
Yeah. Shout out to MC Drama Bear for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you.
All right, now.
Like, share, subscribe. I have to do my little advertisement for this. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. This is a geek speak. If you can't speak geek, you don't know how to read stuff backwards, because most geeks I know are dyslexic, so that's why I wrote it backwards so they can read it.
There you
That's
go.
why I wrote it backwards. But this is not signing off. I'm just telling you what it is. This is the advertisement. Encyclopedia Negrolactica, going by Midwest Coast.
There you
After
go.
reading the Foundation series, and it's just black folks talking about this book series, because it's awesome. And the show is out, so you got to match it up. You know, you got to do the compare and contrast. You know, on what it is. It gets you more into your love for the original work, the written material, but then it also gets you to actually dissecting that written material and doing more than just seeing some words on a page and a story, of actually seeing how that story made you actually think and feel, and being able to decipher that from what the new interpretation of that story actually is. So it ends up being more fun. Just, you know, another version of a black man, you know, another dimension of a black person that we can actually do this work. It ain't all, you know, old white dudes with beards.
Yeah. Well, they are, but they mix them in well.
Yeah,
They play their role.
Yeah, they play their role.
Something I'm
So
looking forward to.
yeah, so I actually ended up getting Apple TV, and for a sense, if you got a PS5, you don't actually have to pay for Apple TV. They give you 6 months for free. So,
There you go.
so I'm gonna be catching that shit. I'll hit you in the back chat, West Coast, and give you some login information.
Say less. Say
Yeah,
less.
Yeah, I got you. So I'm enjoying watching the series. I am. It's a departure. I'm still standout performance for me is still ends up being Lee Pace playing
Pace.
Brother Day.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get into his performance, you have to remember that even though he looks the same, it's the same actor playing the same part. He's playing different versions of the same character.
Mm-hmm.
Because the clones are all growing up to a point. So any clone that grows up to a sufficient number of years is going to look like Lee Pace. So for him, he's playing not just Cleon, the fucking, let's say third, I'm forgetting what number it is, but he also may have been playing Cleon the 13th at a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
So he's still playing Brother Day, but he's playing a different Brother Day each time. So it's a nuanced performance with the same face to get how off these clones can end up being from what they've seen and grown up seeing. Because basically they were raised by their eldest brother and their next oldest brother, right? They're the youngest one. And at a different point, they come into sitting on the throne, and then they have their younger version of themselves and the older version of themselves. And then they transition out to be in the older version, and then they have the two behind them that have watched them go through this transition. So it's a really interesting take for somebody to take a performance. They may always be playing the same person, but they can play it a bunch of different ways because it's not actually the same character at the same time. So think of it this way. You just saw Jonathan Majors play Immortus, He Who Remains in the Loki series, right? Look forward to seeing him in Quantum Mania as Kang. But knowing how good of an actor he is, he can play Kang a bunch of different ways. You can see a whole slew of fucking Kangs, and each performance be completely different. You can. Just between the Loki series and the Ant-Man, you're gonna see two different performances right off the bat. But it's still the same guy playing the same character, just at different points. So that's what I get into, because for me, he killing it. He's like a standout performance. There's some other performances that are really good and emotional and stuff, but he's giving like feel to see him. Like it's always something interesting happening on the screen when he up there.
Yeah, it's compelling. I think
it is. It is. It's like it's making you talk about that performance he's doing. You're gonna remember his name after this shit. It's like, dude, I was watching this last episode. Like, you stand accused. But I hope you don't come out with a hammer in a minute. Somebody about to get it. That last version of him was not to be trifled with. Who is now, Brother Dawn. That's why he had to sit his ass down because he go a little too hard. He
And
was this one
the
is
actor
like,
that's
nah, I
playing
remember what
Dusk?
you told me, and I ain't like that shit.
Who's the actor that's playing Brother Dusk?
Brother Dusk is I think it is I want to say it's fucking King Arthur. I want to say it's the dude that played King Arthur, but I don't think that's it. Let me see. I'm a cheat you guys. I'm against doing this shit, but I will. Computer can be your friend, so I'm gonna Google Foundation and see what the cast is because I looked this up before, but like I said, I got up early today. I had a little bit of coffee, but no real breakfast. So, block, motherfucker. You don't need my location. Fuck you. Call the NSA. They know. Terrence Mann.
Terrence Mann.
Terrence Mann. So it's not who I thought it was. Excuse me.
Yeah, between Terrence Mann and Lee Pace, I think that they do a phenomenal job in what you.
Holy shit! Oh, I gotta share this. This is classic. I didn't remember who the hell this dude was. Oh, BGS, I gotta share this. This is too good.
Okay.
I just found another one of my favorite actors in this shit, and I didn't even recognize him at the time. So I don't know if you heard it, but West Coast Billy Button asked, who's playing Brother Dusk, right?
Okay.
And looked it up, and it's the actor Terrence Mann. And so I clicked on Terrence Mann to find out what else he did, right? Because I don't recognize him. Well, why don't I recognize him? Because he's gotten older. But I do recognize these goddamn movies. Critters, Critters 2, Critters 3, and Critters 4. Yes. He was the young dude. We've come for the Christ. Oh, shit. I ain't seen this dude in a minute. Shit, that is him. You can't Critters, dude.
What series is this?
That's the movies, Critters.
The movies, Critters. There you go. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was him.
Throwback.
That's the clap. Look, if y'all want to see me do a Sunday binge or some shit and laugh my ass off, I will get Artie Idmore and we will watch fucking Critters.
Yeah.
Fucking live so we can laugh.
Yeah, if you're a geek, you'll laugh at Critters. Man.
Oh, you gotta watch Critters. Y'all gotta watch Critters. That's from the 80s. That's some 80s gold right there.
Yeah.
Like a bad movie that they made like 4 copies of that movie. I didn't know that was him. Holy shit. But that's why.
It's like Gremlins.
Yeah.
Gremlins is like upgraded version of Critters.
Yeah. So here's the thing with Critters. These things, these 2 aliens are like police bounty hunters or whatever. And they capture these things and they're taking them back to a planet. But they end up crash landing on Earth, right? One of the species that they have on the ship that they're taking back is one of these deadly damn things, right? And it's a little fucking furball looking thing, right? And when it opens its mouth, it has like rows of shark teeth.
Yep.
Right? Let's see if I can find a picture of them real quick. Right? So these 2 cops are there to capture them. Now the cops can actually shapeshift their faces. They just have big like jelly heads, right?
Yeah.
So when they see something they want to change into, they can do it. So he turns into the rock star of the time, which is that face that he has.
Yeah.
Because Homeboy doesn't do it for one. They're the Critters.
Yep.
Hey, what's going on? So that's a critter. And these things eat meat. So they eat people and shit and everything. And then when they run, they roll into a ball like a little Sonic the Hedgehog tumbleweed with it. They just roll all over the place. Oh, it's funny as shit, dude.
Man, that's nightmare fuel for sure.
Yeah, it's nightmare food. What's going on, sir?
That another one is with Space Clowns.
It's put together.
Okay.
That's a whole nother realm. I can't even speak to that one.
Yeah. If you want to go back to like this the 80s kind of horror comedy, Critters, critters, gremlins, and then space clowns.
Yeah, killer clowns from outer space.
Killer clown, yeah, killer clowns.
Yeah,
from
killer
outer space.
clown.
Yeah.
These are classic B movies that you'll love, and if you watch the movie, you'll see a bunch of actors that you like in the shit. What's up, Kareem? Yeah. What did he say? He's like, motherfuckers like
vicious furry armadillos.
Yeah. They are vicious. The little critters are motherfuckers, dude.
Yeah.
Critters is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you need it. You can only kill them with a shotgun or a space weapon.
Yeah. Because they go down for the shotguns, and that's the gun that they have. It's like big ass fucking extendable blaster cannons that they blow these things apart.
Wow. Okay.
And they have little what is it? They have little with subtitles when they start talking.
The critters, because they be talking shit. Critters be talking shit.
They be talking shit, cussing. Oh fuck!
They language. Oh my God! I didn't know that was Terrence. I didn't recognize who he was. My bad. But I had to share that because that's geek gold for me. Of like, oh shit, somebody I've actually seen before, and some stuff that I like. Oh, I like Brother Dust, but damn, dude, you just came up in the world now. Now I want to watch Critters. I really do want to watch Critters because that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, but I think their performance are good though between Terrence Mann and Lee Pace, especially since they're going to be they're going to be a static character at least until the story progresses. The fact that they are able to play off of each other in regards to interaction, because Terrence Mann, he was more pacifist and reserved when he was the previous Brother Dusk before he was Brother Day, versus now where he can be a little bit more aggressive in his performance or the mannerisms. I'm surprised that the Brother Dawn that turned into Day became so boisterous because he was that, he called back to her. He was like, yeah, I was that kid. Yeah. And the mistake I made was telling you that I was scared. Yeah. He's like, not anymore. Right. It's
not anymore. Yeah, he broke him down. He broke him down with that shit. Like, they ain't scared for war, man.
I'm wondering what Brother Dawn is taking in regards to the impression that Brother Day and Dusk are interacting, because I think that plays in the previous days and Dusk play a part in how the Dawn will interact in regards to mannerisms. I think it was the first or second episode when it showed the statues or the busts of each of the previous Cleon, just like Cleon the Benevolent, Cleon the Tyrant, so on and so forth.
They all had their own titles because of the nuance of each one of those clones coming out.
Their personalities.
Yeah, so what he turns into, that's something that I'm looking forward to, because the previous one, they're all building off of each other. So I like that they still keep it consistent, even at the dinner table when Brother Dawn asked about the concept of individuation and what he and the other brothers are in regards to a person. It's like, no, you're supposed to know this. You need to know this because we need to keep continuity, that we are, three separate beings, and we would be considered people without souls, and we need to make sure that doesn't go out, because we need to maintain order. So,
well, there's something subtle he did at the dinner table you saw too, is that he tried to do something different. He tried to use his glass with a different hand. He watched them all doing the same thing at the same time, and he purposely tried to do it with his opposite hand.
Oh, like
he's trying to individuate himself. He's trying to do that a little bit in small ways. And to me, it's like a kid trying to walk. He's doing little things to try to individualize himself a little bit, but you'll probably see something bigger later on.
He spray painted the murals.
Yeah,
that was something that he did off top. He's like, yeah, I don't need this anymore. Like, that was something that was different.
I'm breaking tradition.
Yeah, I'm breaking tradition. Yeah, he's gonna be the one that's gonna be the problem, because he's the one that doesn't want to do all this other stuff. Like you said, he was sitting quiet. I don't know if it's what number he's supposed to be. If they actually used the numbering system, it would actually be easier to tell the characters apart. But when he was a younger kid, like you were saying, he was more tame and listening to the two older brothers more. And now that he's in the day position, he's like, yeah, I'm running this. So no, we're gonna do things a little differently. You made mistakes. I saw what you did. You killed all them people. Yeah, that was a mistake. No, you ain't going nowhere. You stay your ass here.
Yeah.
You going out there, I'm gonna fix your mistake.
Right.
Basically,
30 years ago.
It's like, but did you take in the lesson, brother? And then it shot back to Sheldon. It's like, you're just a young grape. I'm like, yo.
Yeah. on old vine, yeah.
On an old vine.
He was talking to me. I took that personal.
Yeah. I need violence.
Right. I need some violence.
He was like, brother, but Harry Sheldon's dead. He was like, but he was a martyr, and you know that half-life is long. So he's going after. He has a beef with the Foundation in general.
Yeah.
He's like,
He got a legit beef, so he gonna be coming.
Yeah.
He gonna be coming.
That's what the detective was. If I know you're coming, then somebody else probably knows you're coming either, and this is too suspicious. Sit your ass down.
Yeah, sit your ass down.
It turns out he was right.
He was right. He saved your ending life. Saved your life. You still get time to go into the incinerator, homie.
Yeah, we need you.
That was spectacular.
Yeah, that was the way to go, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Disintegrated, is that?
Yeah.
So we need you to go back to the light, brother.
That was actually an interesting scene because for me it was a more interesting scene for Demerzel because you realize Demerzel is there from the time they're born to the time they die. Demerzel is always there, so they know Demerzel is not human.
Yeah,
right. They know that, and in the books they didn't know that. They just knew Demerzel was there and worked for the last person. They don't know why, just there. Right. So Demerzel is actually shepherding each one of these things all the way through their life cycle. I'm like, oh, is it the Handmaiden's Tale or what?
Yeah, it's like I said, the only person that knew that Demerzel was a robot was Harry.
Right.
Yeah.
And Doris, maybe.
Yeah, well, Doris was Doris. Yeah, well, Doris was a robot. So yeah, of course, she's one of the robot agents.
And so, with that scene, so Demerzel and him growing babies, that is Foundation in Earth. That's like right at the end. So we may get I don't know. This next Cleon may be the hermaphrodite baby in the carriage.
Yeah.
They turn him into the mule.
Right. He's looking, because that was Demerzel's plight, is he's a robot, so he needs humans. And in order to, I mean, if you read the books, you know at the end where humanity is. And so, you know, having that, finding that whatever planet they went to before they met Demerzel, where they were growing those babies up, that's what they're including now. And Demerzel he has his own baby farm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
true.
much.
You grow your own clone.
See this farm. Yeah, they got some tech they're working on.
Yeah, next level.
Yeah, they've been evolving it over the years of these generations of these Cleons.
Well, you know, the last stop of Demerzel, or basically Daniil, was there back to Earth. Because they had all this money actually taking the radiation off the planet and rebuilding Earth. Yeah.
Yep. To rebuild Earth, because that's in essence that's Demerzel's role, or Daniil's role, is to help humanity. He's not here to mess them up. He's here to help them. So that's why I thought the title of the Handmaiden to the Foundation is actually funny, because that's basically what it is. It's trying to help humanity get back to what it was. Because if you read, shepherd humanity. Because if you read the Foundations or some of the robot series that Asimov did, this character comes right out of the robot series into this Foundation. And the people on Trantor are the descendants from Earth.
Yes.
That went out into the stars, and actually this Trantor, in a sense, you can think of it as one of many, you know, Earth after Earths, you know, post Earths, right? So Demerzel is trying to help humanity get back to their original home, and their original home being Earth. Most of these people think it's a legend. They can't even find the damn thing. They don't remember. It's like, you know, continental expanse is like, we went west. We don't know where we originally came from. We don't know where Plymouth Rock is, but it's a myth. They said it was back east, but we don't know where it is.
It's almost like Atlantis.
Yeah, like Atlantis. Like, it doesn't exist. Whatever. I heard it got destroyed. Well, I heard it didn't exist. I heard it fell into a black hole. You know, it doesn't matter. What they know is what they know of this time. So that's one of the through lines in the foundation of actually going back and trying to find Earth, find where humanity actually came from, the birthplace of humanity. And it being a planet, not, okay, it was a continent. For us, in the medicines, it was a continent.
Yeah, almost like Battlestar Galactica. Same. I think that's probably where they got it from.
Told you. Maybe that's be steal.
They not slick.
Steal it. Ain't nobody watching. Just take it. It worked good.
Just change a couple. Change the name. Change a couple of the characters.
Yeah, 5%. You only got to change 5%.
They won't know.
Yeah, they won't know. These motherfuckers don't read.
In fact, they catch you with books. They tie you to stones.
They'll weight your ass down.
And weight your ass down.
They will weight your ass down and kick you off a pier. Like that's some bullshit. I'm sorry. That's some bullshit. I would have rather went like Brother Dusk. I'm sorry. Like,
oh, that's too humane.
Yeah, it would have been humane. But they damn sure would have destroyed the knowledge. Yo, you like your books, huh? We're going to drown you with your books.
With your books, huh?
You use them to weight you down. Like, goddamn, dude. Who thought of that shit? Like, which one of these writers thought of that? That's some fucked up medieval shit, dude. Like, yeah, that's the part that Battlestar Galactica ripped off. Yeah, look, a lot of this stuff, I understand that a lot of this stuff ends up being recycled. I don't have a problem with people taking good ideas and trying to recycle a good idea, but goddamn, pay some homage, pay some respect. That's all I usually look for. Like, pay some respect to the original material, and then it's not a problem. Okay, this is the Batman trailer. More action. Of course, they play it now. It's dark as fuck.
Who's playing Batman?
The DC fandom, they just released the Batman trailer.
Okay.
They're playing the Batman trailer. It's a long trailer.
Okay. Is what's his name still going to be Batman, or are they going to
replace Glitter Bat is still in effect.
That dude from Twilight, Edward.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Robert Pattinson. Yep.
Pattinson.
Yeah, he doing some action shit. Looks kind of cool. He was kicking the Penguin's ass a minute ago.
I mean, anybody could beat up the Penguin at this point.
I think so, but I think the Penguin in this shit is Colin Farrell. I think Colin Farrell is the Penguin.
Colin Farrell is a penguin?
Yeah.
He's too tall for that, right?
I would think so.
Might be, but he got a fat suit on or some shit.
The little guy that played
March 4th.
They played Lannister in Game of Thrones. The midget. He'd probably be a better penguin.
Oh, Peter Dinklage.
That'd be a better fit.
Yeah, it'd be better fit. How, he's too short?
Too short for the penguin? Yeah.
For the penguin?
I don't think so. Put some stuff on there.
I thought penguin's supposed to be short.
At least 5'4" or something like that. 5'5". You get Kevin Hart to play his ass.
Now that would be interesting.
Black penguin.
I don't think I could take him serious as the Penguin. He'd have to put on a spectacular performance.
You say you take him serious now? Is that what you
say? Well, Penguin's supposed to have some funny one-liners anyway.
Yeah, he should have something. Kevin Hart would have to play serious. That's the thing. He'd have to play serious.
Problem.
Yeah. What up, Truth?
What up, Truth? Zoomer Truth. Salute, Grandpa.
yeah, that's about right. That would be about right. He would be about my grandson's age. He's a little bit older than my grandson.
That's the funny part, because I hate getting that truth because I know how old he is. Like, damn, my daughter older than you, dude. She'd smack you. Your daughter's like in your age group. Weird. Anyone else notice how Dave Chappelle mentioned the release of government UFO footage is an almost matter-of-fact move? This is something completely off the topic.
It is off the topic. Yeah. Well, UFO kamikaze. Well, yeah. Well, basically, I mean, this stuff has been around for so long, man.
Yeah, they've been releasing.
There's no revelation about UFOs.
They've been releasing that stuff since last year, early this year, they were talking about all that releasing of actual government documents.
I still haven't seen anything.
I heard some of it. It was interesting because it was recent stuff from like 20. I think it was 2016 or something like that they fought to get this stuff released, and they finally released it after Biden got elected or got in office. They start releasing all this stuff. It's like okay,
My thing is, you got billions of camera phones, and is there if UFO activity is that prevalent, we should see tons and tons of footage.
You would think, but here's the thing with BGS: it's like comic book logic. Why do heroes in New York get to fly around and nobody pay any attention to them? Because as tall as all the buildings are, nobody actually looks up. I think they said it in the Spider-Man book before. That when buildings are tall and above your head, most people don't look up.
That's true.
Right? That's why it was a big thing. It's like, look, up in the sky. They're trying to direct people's attention to look the fuck up so you can see Superman flying over. Most people don't look up. So that even with all these camera phones, unless it's at night, nobody looking up in the sky. The fucking visuals suck. But if you do like I told y'all, you lay out in the field at night and look up at the sky, you'll see shit flying around. And you might pick out some things that don't look like that, because I've sat there and watched the sky and tracked the satellite flying around. You see some shit if you pay attention, but most people not.
Yeah.
We spend more time looking down at our phones than looking up at anything else.
So. It's all in the plan, brother.
Right over your head, you wouldn't know it. Why? Because it's silent.
Well, if UFO kamikaze, if you have some footage, bro, you got a channel, put it up there.
Bro, post on, bro. It's so easy to post something.
If you got some, if you got them, smoke them, man. Is Flash Stone said. If you got them, smoke them. Don't tell them you got tons of footage. Show the shit, man.
There's tons of footage. Yeah, put it up there.
Put it up
there. My thing is, I always believe that there were UFOs and stuff like that. I think they'd stay the fuck away from us though, because we're too crazy.
The thing is, okay, if they've been there. Okay, say we accept the fact there's UFOs. Okay, they've been here forever.
They've been here
forever. And they haven't messed with anything, so they're no big deal.
No, it's just a tourist spot. They come through sometimes.
Yeah,
check us out. See what we do.
Look at the. Oh, we're gonna go to Billy Bot and look at the Negroes.
Go down to Billy Button. You one of them Billy Button pies.
Billy Button nurse.
Let's go down to the heat sinks and and check out the strippers.
These motherfuckers still doing crazy shit. Yep, they're still down there a while now.
Just stopping by and visiting. Don't pay me
Number
no
one
more.
rule, everybody: don't land the ship. Yes, do not land the ship. The ship back in Roswell back in the day, fucked us up for a while. Don't do that. Don't be flying too close because they got weapons and they will shoot. So you can look at the primitives, but don't land down there. Okay? They got knives and shit.
Something I'm looking forward to that they should put in there, if we're going with Demerzel being more of a Doris figure, is showing her putting hands on folks. Because as much as she was motherly, there was a whole stint in a couple of books where she was being Seldon's protector, where she had to.
We haven't seen that yet.
More action.
Because in that position, she doesn't have to put hands on. She got guards. Remember the first, I think it was the first episode where she shot that went to that lab and shot that chick.
Shot that chick.
And said, okay, you're gonna choke
on a throat shot.
If we don't control it, you're gonna choke on your own blood if we take this device away.
Right.
Yeah. And that was Demerzel and Doris. That kind of viciousness that's kind of hidden.
I just want to see her with the Billy Button blade. Like
no, she gotta have two.
She gotta have two. Yeah. Just tuck under that. All right, fans.
Tuck under a robe, huh?
Tuck under. You wonder why them robes is pointing out on their side. Those are two Billy Button blades to be unsheathed.
Well,
blade holsters.
Well, we did see Rach actually, flick it out. So.
Yeah, they keep calling back to it, and I did catch that they did the callback of.
No, man, we don't want to see no pics. What we want to see is footage, man. We want to see footage. We don't see no doggone pics.
Oh, he hustling.
He putting 100 up.
If you got them, show them, man. We don't see.
Post a few pics, $100.
We don't see no pic, man. Anybody can show pics. We want to see is footage.
Yeah, a solid explanation of what, if it's real or if it's not real.
Yeah. We can. The only way you can actually verify a picture, right? A
I
single
get
picture.
10%.
If you got negatives, you have to gather raw negatives to see if it's real. If you don't, then a digital file can be manipulated. So the thing is,
Photoshop is a powerful thing.
Photoshop
yeah.
is out
Yeah.
here.
Oh, you got apps on phones that can do as much. So
Oh man, we taking bets in Billabutton, man. They think we don't have the knowledge.
yeah. I used to be a photographer. I know I can be manipulated. So
Oh shit.
I want to see footage. I want to see film. I want to see video.
Yeah, like Kareem said, I just hope they friendly.
They haven't done anything. If they've been around for this long,
Apparently they've been friendly. We ain't did shit.
yeah, they've been around
We're
for hundreds of
out this
years.
bitch, so they ain't worried about us.
Yeah. Well,
I always follow the idea of like, yes, they're UFOs, but they're interdimensional. They just come from the future to just check on us, see how we're
could be.
doing.
Yeah.
It's tourism, and then they leave and call it a day.
No, they read Asimov. You know, they believe that violence is the last refuge of the incompetent.
Yep.
He said, as soon as I pull down here, it's nothing but world star. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every now and then they figured you don't belong. They need to prune you from the timeline.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, the prune is real.
This
You're a
Artisan
variant.
MC, this version of Artisan is not going along with the timeline. Let's prune him real quick.
Yeah, not following the formula. How you guys doing? All right. You can come in. No, we're not going out of business. Staying open. We were running a half off sale for over a year. So we sold a lot of stock, but we weren't replacing any. So now we're replacing the stock. It's not a going out of business sign, or we'd have a sign up saying that.
Yeah, got three big boxes of new stuff.
You didn't see the new shipments come in?
Yeah.
You just wait.
No, I haven't put up the new books yet. That's why nobody sees the new shipments. But it's always funny to me for people to come in a year later to ask if we were going out of business. When last year at this time we were going out of business. Nobody was around to see it because everybody was hiding in the house during COVID, which was sending us out of business.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So it's
Strange
just
how
funny
that
to me
happens.
here. Yeah, it's strange how that happens. So you're saying we are the critters? So we are the critters from the UFO? Yes,
Yeah.
we are the critters.
Rolling around like
Yeah.
We are the
bitch
critters.
armadillos.
Yeah.
We are the critters. Don't be surprised.
Yeah, with Billy Button knives, man.
Right.
Don't be surprised. Or is the panel open? Not to you. You ain't read the book, sir. You have not done the reading. You're a college student and everything. You have not done the reading.
Oh, talking about
Truth, yeah.
truth? Oh, no, truth.
No,
Yeah.
No,
You
you
don't
can't
know
go
anything
without
about
their
this.
shadow nowadays.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Truth, not this one. This one
that's-
is actually a kind of closed panel because it's people who have read the books. And like I said before, BGS hit me to the series and gave me the book so I can read them. Me and West Coast are reading them at the same time. So that's why we having this conversation between the three of us about it. Because as far as I know, in this space, we're the most knowledgeable on the damn material.
Yeah.
So if you ain't did the reading, you can't be up here. So read a book. Told everybody to read it. We did this. Didn't we do this same kind of show like a whole year ago?
Yeah.
Telling people, look, it's coming. You should read the books. You got time.
Yeah. My Padawan has not hip to it yet.
Yeah, well, you're all in the mustard trying to catch up.
So,
Nah, it's a fun series to pick up, especially if you have an audiobook, you know. And if you have I think if you have an active imagination, it lends to it.
Yeah, that's what books are good for, imagination. Don't you not have a problem. But it goes pretty fast. Even on an audiobook, it goes pretty fast. That's why I went and bought that copy of Prelude, because I really love the Prelude story.
Yeah,
Prelude story is fun to me. So that's why I wanted to have that hard copy of it, to just to have it for myself. I got the digital copy, but I want that hard copy. Go back and actually read that. So I realized I was saying Billy Button wrong.
Yo, so how they spell the names? Yeah.
Billibotton.
Billy Button.
Billy Button. Because it sounds like when the guy is reading it, it sounds like button.
Yeah.
Or bottom, right? No, Billy Bottom. I was like, okay, have a good one.
Yeah, Prelude and Ford.
What
I
the hell
like.
was that? What the hell was that?
That's one of our homeless population.
Oh.
Hmm.
Get out there screaming, tearing shit up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, scared the white folks that were leaving the store. Oh, are you closing? No, we're not closing. Did they buy anything? No, they just walked around and left. This is what they do.
Yeah.
Like these motherfuckers running laps or something like that.
Man,
Why are you worried about
a
the
lot of
clothes?
things happen in the in the section of doll,
Yeah.
but especially in Billabutton.
down in Billy Button.
That is
Yeah,
ghetto,
almost in right, which is right adjacent to Y.
right?
Yeah,
Right adjacent to Y.
Why is it Ice Kingdom? What
Mm.
they there? Shout out to Kareem for the Cash App. I'm selfish.
Man,
was a Billy Button stripper back in a former life.
bro, I'm saying like there was so much material to feed off of on Forward the Foundation. There were so many moments that I wanted to see in real life, like with Sheldon getting older, and then him having one of the mathematicians, or I think that no, it wasn't a mathematician. It was who was it? It was somebody who was attracted to one of the people that was working on psychohistory that ended up protecting Sheldon and kicked the kid in the chest. That was like basically trying to chase him or trying to jump.
That
Sheldon.
was Raish.
Wait, that was Raish who kicked him?
Yeah, that was Raish.
I thought it was somebody else.
That was Raish and Sheldon handling business at time.
Yeah.
When he was old and walking the streets, and he was walking the streets by himself.
Yeah, by himself. Yeah.
He got attacked by them kids. Yeah, that was Raish.
Got remember Doris trained Raish.
Yeah, Doris trained Raish.
Yeah.
Raish was already a little Billy Button scoundrel, but got with Doris. Doris trained him up a little bit better, and Sheldon trained him a little bit on Twisted.
About that
Raish
Twisted.
Raish was a badass.
Yeah, Raish was a motherfucker.
Yeah, Raish was a badass, man.
That's what happened when Sheldon went out there with his cane and got into it with them little kids.
Youngins. Yeah.
You know, they took his cane from him and knocked him down. Like, oh,
yo, that was so disrespectful. Yeah, I remember that. It's like
you're the Raven, dude. They gave you that old what is it? Clockwork Orange treatment, man. They
Are you predicting our doom, old man? Kick your cane.
He's like, yeah, I can't twist like I used to. Along and saved him and broke him down a bit.
Yeah. Rachel's like, at least just take my blade, Dad. Like,
yeah, Dad, what the hell? What is you doing?
But violence is the last refuge. Listen, I'm not trying to hear the violence is the last. Listen, it's real in these streets, all right?
Yeah. This is Billy Button. Where do you think you are?
Yeah. Worldwide Billy Button, man. You was down
worldwide,
in the
When the fall came, Billy Button expanded, boy.
It expanded. Yeah. That one little corner expanded.
Expansion of Billy Button.
You can't break on the rest of the you ain't with Cheddar humming breaking people's thumbs on the train station no more.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother world.
A little old now. I got this.
Yeah.
Count these little young motherfuckers. Yeah.
Sit down, Pop.
Yeah.
Sit down,
Go
Pop.
back to your studies.
Sit down. I got this. But that's one of the things I wanted to see too. I wanted to see Sheldon get older. The series is not over yet. I think my feeling is they'll get a second season. Because like BGS has said last time we did this, they poured a bunch of money into this. They was not skimping.
No, they're not.
I haven't seen this last episode. I didn't see one like shitty effect necessarily.
No, I mean just the
name money on this. Boy. They cashed it out.
The ship that they did for Gale alone, man.
Yeah,
that set that was they didn't skimp on. That was a big ass set, man.
That was a big set. They did not skimp on that, and then all the graphics and stuff like that. It's like, okay, they're getting that in. That looks different. That looks cool.
Look at the detail on her spacesuit.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Oh, this is the part we missed.
What's that?
At the end of that episode where she's seeing that blood on the deck, and then she sees Harry sitting there.
Yeah.
Now, is that supposed to be like a ghost or something shifted out of time, or is it the ship playing a video or something like that?
The way it was blinking, it seemed like it was him, like a time shift, more than just a projection. A hollow projection is much more steady. And that the ship
Okay.
works very well. So the thing is, like the maps and stuff, all the stuff like that was all crisp. Okay,
Yeah.
wasn't it glitches? So this is something different.
I think it's related to the knife. I think that the knife, if you notice, every time she went outside of the space ship, it started flickering. I think that there must have been like a recording or something that was tied to, that's my prediction on it.
Yeah, it's something. I mean, I went with the whole shifted out of time thing, but maybe it is some like recording or something like that from Selden to let her know what the hell was going on. Like, yeah, don't hate Raish. I put him up to it, and he was a good son, fulfilling my what I asked, my wishes.
Do we believe Raish is dead?
Yeah, I think Raish is dead.
Okay.
Because they did blow him out into space, so I don't think he got caught by shit, but zero G. I hate to see him go that way too, because I like that character, and that was, one of the things I had to divorce from the book material to this. I like Raish.
Yeah.
Like West Coast is pointing out, he had a good arc in the later books too when he got older. Because you beat him in Prelude as that little scruffy little kid, and by the time you get to Foundation and some of the other books, you grown ass man. You out there,
had a wife and everything.
Yeah,
doing
wife,
espionage.
Got a daughter. His mother Doors don't want to be cool with.
Yo, that was the whole thing.
You had a baby by that slut, like right.
Like we're trying to build a future, and you bringing strippers into this.
Come on, man! Look, do the cycle history.
We pulled you out of the ghetto for this.
Come back.
You ain't in the heat sinks no more, motherfucker. What you doing?
What you doing?
Bringing the trash home?
You can't bring that into the library. Come on,
you're not bringing that here. I like the granddaughter, but no, fuck your wife.
Bringing strides into the Galactic.
In the library. Like Doors was on some shit. Like she was like that's not my point where Doors was a black mother to me. Like fuck that bitch. No, I don't like her.
No.
Where my grandbaby at?
Not my baby. Yeah.
Not my baby.
Doors was cold, but I don't like her.
Oh yeah, Doors. Yeah, Doors don't play, man.
She does not play. Look, I really wish they wouldn't have mixed that character the way they did, because look, one thing you sure of in the Foundation series, after a point, you fucking with Harry or any of them, and Doors around, you gonna die, nigga.
You gonna die. Yeah, Doors don't play.
Call it a day, because she didn't go to Billy Button and come out as a legend on nothing, on soft talk. She wasn't talking soft to the phone. Down there wielding two blades.
I don't know I don't know who you messing with. Don't mess with that bitch over there.
Yeah, don't mess with her. What they call it, tiger or such and such. The chick walked in there, never seeing the place, walked out a damn legend. Oh my God! Don't ever mess with her. You see her down there. Don't mess with her.
Not to mention her pressing the Viceroy. Let's talk about how she was stealing. She out here stealing vehicles. Rolled up to the military complex. Like, look, I don't know what you got planned for my man Sheldon, but we gonna change that. And it started crushing tables. It's like, oh yeah,
this is what's gonna happen. I'm getting in here.
Yeah,
y'all gonna let me in too.
You know what she said? She was like, look, don't make me have to come back.
Exactly.
If I come back, it's over for all y'all.
All of y'all, it's done. Make me come back in here. Yeah, she was blatant with that shit. She was like, that was just straight up dick on the table. Like, look, make me come back here.
Don't make me come back here, cause.
And Truth, Mr. Truth, yes, it's Artisan MC, all one word together. That's what the PayPal is. And it is open. Make no excuse if you don't want to donate. Just
They be trying to buy some books, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, donate to these
Yeah.
Billy Button
I
discussions,
got,
man.
yeah,
They ain't for
Billy
free.
Button discussion.
yeah, we got to know what's
It's gonna
coming
be the
up,
next one.
Artisan, so
That's
we
why
can
I'm gonna name it
order
next
some
time.
books,
Billy Button discussion.
so we can order some books,
Yeah.
Artisan.
Yeah.
As soon as I get these other ones unpacked, I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
one call to make sure that this money is going into the shop, the new shop bank account, not the old one.
okay.
And then I make sure everybody is ordering, so it goes in and goes directly where it's
Yeah,
supposed to be
yeah,
going. 'Cause
yeah.
like I said,
Negro, if I tune in tomorrow, man, and we don't get no unboxing, man, I'm gonna be like
Like
I'm gonna be
Doris.
I'm gonna be upset.
be upset. Don't make me come back, Artisan.
Lord, hit somebody up today.
Cause
Like,
now
look,
you done gave us a teaser about the boxes on the floor, man. So at least we can get it like an unboxing, man, and see what's up.
Yeah. I have to do it a separate video for that shit, so I can set up the camera right because I don't think this one will work.
Okay.
Where I actually have to open the books. Let's see if it will turn. Got my forward eyes looking at me, and so all upset. See that little naked wall? That's where everybody bitching about. Oh, are you closing?
Where is Ford at anyway? Ford still training?
Yes, he is. He should be fucking his chick.
Okay.
He might be at his other job.
Oh, okay. All right. If he's doing something productive, even getting him a little candygram, I approve it. I actually approve it. So okay, we good.
Usually,
Okay. I mean, you got to keep a foot up Ford's ass, man. Unfortunately.
yes, you do. His father learned that very well. That's why he wear brown boots. Sometimes you got to kick your young millennials in the ass quarters because they be missing certain shit. So I tell truth. I love for you, man. It's not because I hate you. It's just because you need a foot in your ass right now. All right, let's see if I can do this one-handed.
Ah, man, you're a carpenter, man. You do a lot of shit one-handed. Stop.
Yeah, I was having that conversation with my mother about diminishing skills and why getting old sucks.
Well, I can vouch for that, man. Like my grandmother used to tell me. She said getting old is not it's not hard, but it sure is inconvenient.
Yeah, it is inconvenient.
nice
I'm
looking
having
blade,
to
brother.
wear my little glasses a little bit more now. And I never had to. I had perfect vision.
Nah, so Eagle Eye is starting to go, huh? Starting to diminish.
Exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, this is not my Billy Button blade, but this is my K-Bar special.
A little intro kit, starter kit.
You got to get
Yeah. Your intro to not fucking with me starter kit. Richmond Primary Essential. You at least need to have a blade, Negro. If you ain't got a pistol, you at least need to have a blade.
What we got?
So this is kid books. This is for the kids shelf.
Okay.
Because I have to service kids. Because that's how you make me.
Gotham High. Okay. All right.
Andrews, Wonder Woman.
Okay, I gotta get. Might have to get something for. Might have to get something for my 9-year-old, man.
Okay. I got some actual decent trades too.
I say what's Gotham High about, man?
I don't know. I haven't read that one, but it's supposed to be the younger title for that teenage group.
Okay.
For the young reader teenage group.
Okay. Yeah, I might
have to that's something.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yeah. Told you I know about some of that new good shit.
That's actually a nice looking book.
See what else is in there. This is just the first box, and for everybody who don't open comics at a comic shop, this is how this shit comes in boxes, doubled up, packed in. So if you've ever got a rolled over corner comic, it's not because the people at the comic shop don't know how to handle the motherfuckers. It's because the people at the shipping house sticking in a box doesn't know how to pack the shit.
Okay.
So it looks rolled up to you. Look rolled up to us when we looked at the box too.
Yeah. What's the price on the Gotham High?
I think that one is $9.99.
Okay, that's not bad.
Black Canary. Yeah, it looks like all these small ones are like $9.99.
Okay.
Short trade prices.
Okay. All right.
What we got? Some Super Sons. Cool.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Okay.
Batman Tales, Once Upon a Crime. I
Okay.
like this artist, Dustin McGuinn is not a bad artist. Shadow of the Bat.
Oh, okay. That's some cool shit
$10,
for the
16
young.
bucks.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
So that's that box. So
Okay.
the other box probably has the rest of the comics because this order I ordered was the first order I made, and they had a discount on all these trades.
Okay.
And that's what I bought first was the trades.
Okay.
All single issues.
Okay.
There's a lead time on the single issues.
I'm gonna shoot you email, man, so I can get a couple of books and and some shipping
Yes, sir.
and shoot you
Yes,
my
sir.
order
Should have
for
fucking made FedEx ship the shit out again for free, you bastards. Don't deliver my fucking books wrong again. That's bullshit. You wait 4 days for my product I already been paid for. Fuck you.
It's only got a
Don't
YouTube
shit.
channel. You got the word out, man.
Man, I will give you bad press. You know how that shit spread like wildfire. Ask Dave Chappelle. Like, oh, we need to cancel Dave. No, you need to work on your bullshit. Is what you need to do. Be mad that somebody pointed it out.
So
yeah, Winston, you just heard about Nomi? Yeah, they put that on that fandom shit.
Naomi, who's that?
So yeah, my next order goes in. I gotta put it in tomorrow. I gotta put it in tonight for them because it's Lunar is weekly, so I gotta put in my next DC order. So I got some work to do after I get off the stream, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it out now since BGS made me open this box. Now I have to actually check in this order.
I didn't say you'd have to do it now, but you know,
I'm not gonna do it on my stream. I'm gonna be at home. These boxes are staying here.
Okay. You're not gonna be in the shop tomorrow.
Oh hell no! This will be my first day off in like over a month.
Okay.
I'm gonna be at home with a drink, probably in my underwear.
Yeah. I'm gonna order a couple of books, man, and for my grandson, and just and tack on the shipping, so I can get an order out. How do you accept your payment? Any way and get it to you or what?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go ahead and reset up a different PayPal and a different Venmo.
Okay.
Because I haven't. God damn, what are they selling over there at that roller skating shop?
Well, whatever it is, you need to sell it too.
I need to sell that shit too. Exactly. I'm gonna put some roller skating. Like, could turn it back into a small roller skating rink. I don't know.
It must be something.
Must be something.
Set up your second foundation in the back of the shop.
Probably they've been cooped up for so long with COVID.
They take a risk. Nice weather, they can get it.
Naomi's the next woke show on the CW. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be a show?
Is it? I don't know. I don't even know what it is.
It's just gonna be a comic. They're rushing these chick shows out. I was gonna get tomorrow with the geek stuff because Marvel doing it too with their Echo character. Like character came out of nowhere. She already got a goddamn show.
Well, at least they make up a new character instead of trying to gender swap another one.
Yeah, that's why I'm not overly pissed off.
Oh, a black teenage girl superhero. What happened to the chicks on? Was it Black Lightning? Yeah, I know.
They killed that show.
Mercy, some Mercy killing.
Yeah. Super
Say, brother.
Too.
Yeah,
I'm about to hop off.
All right.
Yeah, I'm about to get off of here too. You got any final thoughts for everybody West Coast from the Billy Button side of Trantor?
Man, I'm just excited to see what they come with next, and see if any of the predictions come true.
Yeah, they leave a lot of hanging chads, man, like the crash of the Emperor's ship and what's your Harry's flopping on the floor. I said, okay, y'all leaving big time hanging chads. You haven't answered anything, but you leave all these hanging chads.
Exactly. So hopefully they're able to wrap it up in this season. That's also another thing, but we'll see what they come with next. So
at this pace, I don't know, man. It might take 2 seasons to find out.
Yeah, it might. Maybe they playing the long game. Maybe this season we'll get a cliffhanger or something. Maybe they'll get actually 10 episodes out of this. So can find a middle point to this season somewhere. I don't think this it may not be 10 because this last episode doesn't seem like it would be a middle point episode. There's a lot of action,
Uh huh.
but it doesn't seem like it doesn't feel story wise like this would have been a middle point.
You don't think
So
so? Hell, we still haven't
it could
seen
be, but yeah,
we
yeah.
still haven't seen the vault. You know,
Yeah,
actually what
the
the
vault
vault
is not
was,
open yet. 5 episodes.
or the first crisis, because Harry actually announces the first crisis.
Yeah,
But
part of this would be part of the first crisis, but you
it
didn't
should be.
have no heads up from Dr. Selden yet.
Or
So
maybe the crisis. Maybe this is just a precursor to a bigger crisis.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, they may use that vault as a turning point for the next season. But yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
yeah.
The vault
Brothers,
opens.
Oos,
Yeah.
Yeah, Oos, West Coast. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you.
no problem.
Spending your time, energy, and intellect with us. Thank you for reading books.
You are not shit.
Yo, I'm not. And I'm
Word.
telling you, as soon as I find that replica Billy Button blade, we getting them. We getting
Well,
them.
you already know what time it is.
Yeah, I'm sure Apple's not far away from it, man.
Good.
About the
It
Billy
better not.
Button blade,
Yeah, it better
because
not.
we're seeing it way too much.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
One product I will invest my money in.
Apple will get some money from me.
Yeah. Dr. T probably get it just because it's a blade. This came off the
Yeah.
foundation. Yeah.
Gotta get it before Dr. T.
Yeah, we got to get Dr. T on this.
I've actually, I actually sent the series to him because he's never read the book. So I said, well, go ahead and watch the series before you actually read the books. Otherwise, you're gonna get
Have a
confused.
good one.
Yeah, getting his take, that probably would be an interesting vantage point, especially if he hasn't read the books and just his overall impression.
Oh yeah. Oh, he'd be pissed if he read the books and then started the series and all this gender swapping.
The old masculinist will come out of it.
Yeah, come out of it. What the?
Really? This what we doing?
Talk about resting bitch face, man. Resting bitch scowl.
How you doing, man?
All right, fellas. Oos.
All right, fellas.
Oos.
Appreciate you, West Coast. Appreciate you, BGS. You got some final thoughts for the folks?
Yeah. What there was what was it Gotham High, and what was the other one? I think it was another one that was in there for trades.
Gotham High or what was Zatanna? No.
No.
Maybe the Super Sons one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for your grandson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good for him. That's
Okay.
part of the age group that I was thinking of when I bought that stuff, just to make sure we fill up that young reader shelf.
Yeah.
First books.
Just email me a price and shipping, and then I'll just give you a cash app.
Okay, no worries. Yeah. I got you. I will hook you up with that.
Okay. So other than that, and other than my final word is, hey, it's a working shop, man. We got a black-owned comic shop, man. Support it. I'm sure there's gonna be some foundation stuff in there when the trades come out. I'm sure there's gonna be one right after this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, I might actually sell some regular books.
Maybe.
Since everybody thinks the shop is closed while the door is open and there's no sign on it that says we're closing. I don't know. Maybe they need some more paint. I got to paint that. Anyway, but appreciate you, BGS, for coming through, and thank you again for getting me onto this series that I had never read. Like I told you, it's one of my favorite series. So
I was stunned, man. I said, "What? You never read Foundation?
Look,
You're a geek."
You find it when you find it, and it's good that it found me at that time where I could just really get through the whole series in one go, and actually not have to wait a long period of time for there to actually be a live action adaptation of it, because this is more fun for me as a geek. Like, oh good, I could see something I really like actually taken to this other medium and see how it plays out and how it works. So,
they've been trying to do Foundation for about 50 years. So
you see they're still trying because ain't 100% accurate.
You warned me about him, so you warned me about him. You were on the money.
Look, I told you. You seen how much sex in this? Look, I'm just waiting for the. It's probably gonna really go off the rails if they actually start introducing the mule and hermaphrodites and stuff like that. Every Goyer are gonna be sitting there pleasuring himself. Like,
That's why I was wondering about them killing off Rate so quick, because he was he was eye candy for the girls.
Yeah, he was. He should have been, but no, they took him out quick. Like, damn, I guess he only showing up in flashbacks from this point forward.
But we have those sexual fantasies while she's in the tank.
Yeah, no shit.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Wiley, how you showing up 2 hours late? He was watching Fandom or something.
He was.
2 hours late. That's
Yeah,
okay.
don't front
Replay
on
is
us.
the thing. YouTube
Yes.
is good for a replay. So
Yes,
you
sir.
can replay. You don't have to replay a Cash App though. You can send that right now.
If you want your triple B salute, yeah.
Yeah, if you want your 3B salute, that's the only way you get it, man. I don't do this shit for free.
Mm-hmm.
But this show was just us getting together and being able to break down this Foundation show and talk about the book series and try to whet you guys' appetite to either watch the show or read the books or do both. I mean, educate yourself in some form of fashion.
Yeah, it's a classic science fiction series. They're actually well written.
Exactly.
And you know, for all the shit we give the series, is actually well done and with a lot of money and good actors.
Yeah, really good performances, really good acting, set design, set production. They spent their money on their special effects. It looks awesome. And if you haven't read the book series, you'll probably really enjoy it. Even with the gender swaps, it doesn't have an overly feminist lean to it. That's the thing that surprised me, which is good in a sense, because otherwise it would have been a damn grown fest. But other than that, it's like it's fitting into the context of the story that they're telling.
Yeah, they actually basically rewrote the story to actually fit these women in.
Yeah,
so that's probably why it works. Yeah,
they got the bones. They Frankenstein in it, but they got the bones. See how they monster grows. So thank you, BGS, for coming up. Thank you.
All right, sir.
Thank you to West Coast, my brother from Billy Button. Thank you guys in the chat for showing up and listening to this conversation about the Foundation series on Apple TV. It comes out every Friday, so you can catch it then. Catch up. So I'm gonna get to checking in these books, getting them on the shelf so we can sell this stuff, and be happy that this is my first order for the shop. This is my first order, so it's like my first baby. I gotta cuddle it a little bit. You know, that I've accomplished some shit.
This is real.
Some shit. Like,
this is real. My first order. This is real. Yeah.
These goddamn books out of here. We ain't in a warehouse. You gotta sell shit.
Alan said he sent the cash out.
You did? Let me see. My phone must be tripping. I wasn't even worried about it. I was just giving you shit. Because I can do that. Oh, there it goes. I must be electromagnetic because as soon as I grabbed it, now it started going on. For the twerking Betty, I ain't found the twerking Betty yet, Alan. So to Alan for supporting the stream, thank you. Here is your 3B salute.
Straight from Billy Button.
Shit, at that rate, that's the 5B salute. The Billy Button, that rock
booty bounce. It kind of makes sense
right there.
If you're a heat sinker, yeah, you probably are from Bedrock.
Yeah, no shit. That's as close as you get. No,
you get to Bedrock. All right, sir. I'm gonna let you sign off and get to running your shop. Okay.
Yes, sir. Got to do something in here. I got my homeboy Roberto in here that I ain't seen in a minute, so you're gonna chop it up for half a second. I know it's my old school homie from junior high school.
Oh, God, good grief.
Junior high. Yeah, I know people that old, that long,
and they're alive.
Made it in from the cold. He said, brother. He said he survived by
what did he call it? T90 bit, huh?
Yeah, boy. It's by the skin of my teeth. One mask saved me. All right, we're gonna get out of here, y'all.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Thank you, everybody that was in the chat. Check out UFO Kamikaze's information about UFOs. You can believe or you cannot believe. I do believe in UFOs. I just don't believe they want to be fucking with us like that. So it is what it is. I'm Artisan MC. This has been Encyclopedia Negrolactica, because I keep it PC. that for the title of this. On the Foundation series, I will see you guys tomorrow for Shop Talk Live at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and possibly get another Encyclopedia Negrolactica next week. We'll see how that works out. But till then, see you guys next time. Peace.